San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is hour one of Jon and Jim. We are with you for the next 3 hours. We will hear from a lot of Padres after last night's win over the Twins. We'll get you ready for game 2 of the series, and we have great giveaways again here today, including tickets to see Def Leppard, for example. We have tickets to see Pink with Sheryl Crow as well. Be listening. In fact, why don't we do this? We'll give away Pink tickets coming up between now and 3:15. Remember, Jim, we went into the series against the Twins saying, it's been a really good second half, but what happened this weekend against Colorado could easily carry over because all of a sudden you're playing really good teams. Minnesota came in 16 games over 500. The Mets this homestand as well, vying for a playoff spot. The Padres yesterday did the things they've done a lot. Got the starting pitching we're accustomed to. Got the big hit we're accustomed to, Jackson Merrill. Got the bullpen work that we've seen here, 7, 8, 9. From Adam Scott. No, excuse me. What's his name? Jason Adam.
Jason Adam,
whatever
Tanner
his
Scott.
name is. Jason Adam, Tanner Scott. Combine them, they're even better.
Yeah.
Jason Adam, Tanner Scott, Robert Suarez will let him run the ninth inning, but they win the game 5-3. That's vintage Padres for me. When I think about this year, they've gotten good starting pitching. They've had clutch hitting. They've been great in high leverage spots with their bullpen. That's how the Padres won last night here at home.
The formula for this team is exactly what you saw last night.
Mm-hmm.
Get a couple clutch hits, score more than 4 runs, your starter goes 6, and then you go to the bullpen for Adam Scott and Suarez. Good night.
Yep.
Have a good night. It's over. That's it. And that is the formula for this team now with what AJ Preller has built. And it's I mean, if you're Mike Shildt, it's easy to manage when you have those arms in your bullpen and you have a starter that can give you 6 innings and a team that gets you clutch hits, and you don't really have to do much. You just say, all right, cool. We have a lead after 6. Boom. Let's bring in Bring in Adam Scott and Suarez.
Right. He said, right. Jason Adam, A.
Yeah.
Tanner Scott, S. Robert Suarez.
We work on a different acronym for that.
Yeah, it's
the
maybe a little
acronym that
better
will
on
go.
YouTube than it is on. Well, it's good on the radio too. I'm the one that gets like whatever dumped off the radio station when I say that.
You can say ass on the radio.
How come when I say it, it's illegal?
Because
you combine it with other words.
You said the word and then you said hole.
And you can't do that?
No. You can't do that, Jon.
What else can't you do?
You want to find out?
No, don't say it.
Then it'll be the Jim Russell show tomorrow.
Yeah, good point.
We have a yearly course that tells us that every year.
It's a fair point. So they take game 1. This was the game, by the way, after we talked to Corey Provis, radio voice of the Twins yesterday. I'm like, they have to win. The Padres have to win the Monday night game because they're going up against a guy that was making his second career start. And their bullpen was beleaguered, Minnesota coming in, and you had Michael King in the mound. I'm like, you got to win this game, and they did. I think it gets tougher potentially against the starters that Minnesota is going to throw the next 2 days. But let's hear from Mike Shildt. So, again, I thought Michael King was a tale of 2 games, labored early, got through the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings. And then Jackson Merrill, what a year it's been. It continued last night. Let's hear from Mike Shildt postgame.
Oh, man, that was crucial. That was big time, man. Grinded early. We score, they score, we answer back, they answer back. And he just did a really nice job. Michael was just saying, okay, that's enough. And I'm going to make pitches, and made a lot of quality pitches. And to your point, Ace was able to get those last 3 efficiently. Of course, Jackson with the big swing to give us the lead. And, but those innings out of the starters are really important. And Michael gave us 6 really good ones tonight. Confidence in all of them. But, yeah, I mean, he's definitely there's no question we have confidence in Jackson. I think he described it well. Me and Victor talked about it, after the 3-run double, just didn't try to do too much. He just lets his ability come into play. And when you can slow the game down and just stay within yourself and do it, as, Toddy says this, and we use it a lot. I just love it. Captures everything. Just do what the game calls for, and he's able to get a big 3-run double. I think that's something that is it's rare for somebody that young to be able to do it. We talked about it consistently this year, and he's been able to continue to prove it. It's one of those things that a lot of guys grow into in this league, have to grow into, and it can be a separator for how long guys stay in this league, quite candidly. One of them at least, and his ability to do it is, like we've talked about, it's extremely impressive. Part of the recipe, we got a lot of different ways we can win. This is one of the ways that we can win. Clearly get the lead and be able to turn it over. Again, Michael did his part, gets the 6. Adam, Scott, And then, you know, Robert brought it home. All those guys were really, really good again, and big part of our club.
He continues to prove why he should be the rookie of the year, night in and night out. We're going to hear from Michael King talk about him. What he said about Jackson Merrill post game is like, whoa, what? But what he keeps doing every single day is prove why he deserved to start this year at the big league level and why he should be at the end of the year rookie of the year. Every day he does something that helps his team win, whether it be defensively, clutch hit, whatever, you know, be the energy that this team needs in the dugout when they're kind of, you know, going through it in a little bit of a lull. He brings it all.
He does. And, you know, I think if the season ends right now, he has somehow overcome Paul Skenes, the marketing of Paul Skenes, which is rarely seen in Major League Baseball. Rarely are players marketed like they're NFL players or NBA players where they resonate nationally. And there's reasons why that's maybe played out with Skenes. He's backed it up with his numbers. I think Merrill's passed him by. There's been much less discussion about Skenes. The Pirates have completely fallen off. When you look at what Merrill has done as a position player, I think sometimes position players do get the benefit of the doubt. Not to say pitchers can't win, but Paul Skenes, I don't even know if he's thrown 100 innings this year.
He has not yet. I think he's at like 90 something.
He's going to make like 2 more starts, and it's going to be September 3rd or it's going to be September 12th, and they're going to shut him down. I just think it's Merrill's to lose, I guess I would say. If Merrill doesn't play well for 35 days, he probably doesn't win it. If Merrill continues to be this guy, finishes with 90 RBIs, has this 800 OPS, has a couple of more clutch hits and big moments for the Padres, I think he's going to capture it, which is honestly amazing to say based on what people were saying about Paul Skenes probably 3 weeks ago at the All-Star game.
I just want to clean this up. The argument should not be, oh, Jackson Merrill plays every day and Paul Skenes doesn't.
No, but I do think if you're going to say 50-50, I think sometimes people would lean position player.
The argument should be Jackson Merrill is, I mean, according to Michael King, who we're going to hear from, is the Padres MVP. He is helping them and positioning them to make a postseason run. And Paul Skenes is not on a winning team. Like, those things factor to me way more than Paul Skenes has only pitched 16 games and Jackson Merrill's in the lineup every day. Like, to me, it outweighs all of that Jackson Merrill is helping this team win and helping this team win big, and they're going to the postseason, and the Pirates are not.
Well, 2 things. I agree with that. Here's the other thing that I think Merrill should get credit for, and where Skenes should be docked, in my opinion, and it's not on Skenes, but it's on the Pirates. Skenes started the year in the minor leagues, made his major league debut in May. Merrill had already done work for 6 weeks before Skenes was even up. Mm-hmm. So you couple that with the year Merrill's had. I would just say, if all things are quote unquote equal, however you want to look at that, because there's pitchers and there's position players, but if all things are equal and Skenes came up May 12th, I'm making it up, and is shut down September 12th, how would it go to Skenes if all things are equal over Jackson Merrill?
It wouldn't.
That's my overall point on it.
And I agree with you. I'm just saying, from my standpoint.
Yeah, it's not just pitcher against hitter.
No.
I agree. But if the pitcher hasn't fully, if Paul Skenes made 30 starts and had a 1.99 ERA and led the Pirates, it's over. But if he makes 18 starts and ends up with like a 2.95 ERA and the Pirates win 73 games and the Padres win 91 games and Jackson Merrill's got an 800 OPS and plays every single day, to me, it's not even close. Mm-hmm. Like, this is an easy conversation right now to be had. Now, am I fascinated how it plays out? Yeah, because I think there's been a lot of buzz around Paul Skenes that may be tough to overcome, but it feels like he's finally turned the corner with some of that buzz. And I don't even care, to be honest with you. I think from a Padres perspective, the reason to care is if he wins Rookie of the Year, they get another draft pick, and a good one. They get a pick like after the first round, like the 31st pick, 32nd pick.
It's kind of like a first round pick.
It's kind of like getting Jackson Merrill. He was taken in the 20s. You get a pick 27th. In the 30s.
27th overall, I want to say?
I want to say 23rd. Let's look it up.
Hold on. Jackson Merrill. Baseball.
Did they really pick as late as 27 to grab him? That's a late pick, but maybe they did.
He was drafted
27th. I hate you.
27th. I win.
Wow. So was that coming off the LCS? No, 2021.
Yep, that was coming off of
playoff spot in 2020.
Right. I think a lot of things were wonky that year in the draft.
I don't know how they had the 27th.
Anyway, Jackson Merrill continues to just be an absolute stud. He continues to be a cornerstone of this team. Every single day, he gets better and better and better. And I didn't expect this year one. I don't think the Padres expected this year one. I think they were hoping they could have him be developed into this type of player. But he is a big piece of this team. And every single night when he comes to the plate, I expect him to do something. Like when there's a moment in the game, like last night in the 5th inning, right? It was the 5th or was it the 5th?
It was the 5th inning when he had the 3-run double with 2 outs.
Yeah.
He fell behind to 0-2, by the way. There.
Yeah. Anytime he comes up in the game in a big moment, like last night, the 5th inning, bases loaded. I just have a feeling that he's going to come through. He's going to do something positive. Like he's not overmatched at all. He goes out there and he battles every single at bat. He never gives in. He is always bringing this attitude to the ballpark and to the team that they desperately missed last year. And the story of him showing up to the ballpark yesterday at 11:30, couldn't even get in because he's so amped to go play baseball that day. I mean, it's literally everything you wanted if you're a Padres fan and your favorite team to have this type of player on it.
We'll hear from Jackson Merrill. He will share what's been going on with this experience during his rookie year. Also, why don't you hit us up on the talkback mic today? Do you think Jackson Merrill will complete this feat and win Rookie of the Year? We will get your talkbacks today. Just open up the free iHeartRadio app, listen to San Diego Sports 760, tap that little red microphone icon next to the play button to leave a 30-second talkback. We would love to hear from you today. We can play those talkbacks later this hour. Will Jackson Merrill finish this off and be named Rookie of the Year in 2024? Why or why not? Hit us up on the talkback mic. Just open that free iHeartRadio app. Listen to San Diego Sports 760. Tap the microphone icon next to the play button to leave a 30-second talkback. All right, so there's more to hear from on the other side. We'll hear from Michael King, who made that start yesterday, but we're not going to hear from King on King. We're going to hear from King on the Phenom, the kid, Jackson Merrill. And you just have to hear the way he speaks about him. That's all you need to know about how his teammates feel about him right now. So we'll hear from Michael King on the other side. And right now, we promise we would give away Pink tickets. Caller 5, you've got 2 free tickets to see Pink with Sheryl Crow and the Script Wednesday, September 11th at Petco Park. Here's the number to call, 877-767-4760. 2 free tickets to see Pink with Sheryl Crow and the Script Wednesday, September 11th at Petco Park. Tickets and info, Ticketmaster.com. Caller 5, 877-767-4760. You're going to see Pink with Sheryl Crow. We'll hear from Michael King coming up. We'll hear from Jackson Merrill coming up. We're getting you ready for game 2 of the Padres and the Twins right here on Jon and Jim. All right, you can hit us up on that talkback mic. Will Jackson Merrill win Rookie of the Year? Why or why not? Just open up the free iHeartRadio app. Tap that little red microphone icon when you're on the station San Diego Sports 760. You can leave a 30-second talkback with player responses coming up later this hour. The way Michael King speaks of Jackson Merrill is the way I speak of my 5-year-old son, Jones.
It's the way I speak of like lightsabers.
Yeah, it's like there's just like a something special in his eye. Like he just looks so happy.
Like a sparkle.
Yes, exactly. So let's hear from Michael King.
I like how neither one of you are like, yeah, that's how I talk about the other one.
No, it's not how I talk about Jim. I
don't
talk about
Jon
Jim
like that. No.
I talk about Jim like it's a true crime documentary.
Right. Yeah. He wants me to be on a Netflix true crime documentary.
There are so many good ones.
There are a lot of good ones.
Aren't there some good ones? We both watched the Peterson case, right?
The other day, I mean, it's bad to say, but me and Aaron were like, we want more murder documentaries now.
There's so many. It's like such an American way of life, isn't it?
I don't know why it's so compelling, but I just love mystery. I love the mystery part of it. I don't love the fact that
the people are gone. No, nobody loves it. You're not pro-murder.
I love the murder part of it.
Anti-murder.
No, I'm not. I want them to find the person that did it. I want them to put them to justice. I want to know every single step how they got there.
Dude, we spent 10 minutes, Brent, last night on YouTube talking about if California still has death row. I don't even know how we got there. Didn't we? Because you have jury duty coming up after Labor Day.
I do.
And I'm like, maybe you're going to end up on a murder case because we've been watching these true crime documentaries. And they were like, are people still put on death row? And we went on some tangents.
And we're about to go there now if you don't stop talking. And just
okay,
throw to
good
Michael
point.
King.
All right, so Michael King. There's no good segue there. Michael King on Jackson Merrill. Listen to this.
What do you think of what Jackson's been able to do?
Oh my God. My wife always texts me throughout the game. Obviously I can't see it until the game's over. It's like every single game. It's like Jackson's a freaking beast. Jackson's a stud, whatever. And that's all it is. His performance has been incredible. I think that he is honestly like the MVP of our team. And without him, I don't know where we'd be, both offensively and defensively. And he just continues to come up clutch. And his energy is something that we can all work off of.
When you say MVP of the team, I imagine the energy is part of it. How would you quantify what that is?
Yeah, I think it's a fine line you walk on. He's 21 years old. Everything he does is baseball. It's not like he has a family that he goes home to and kids that he can go talk to. He gets to the field and he's so happy to be here and talks about how we're all his best friends and we're just having fun. And now me sitting here having a bad outing, I look at Jackson, I'm like, all right, that's the mentality that we need to have. So I think it's just his contagious mentality that we go out and we're playing a kid's game and we're loving each other, and it's a lot easier game when you're playing for your brothers.
How many rookies have you been on like that?
None. I have no idea where his career is going to go, but it's still on the up. It's insane, and I'm very happy to be his teammate.
The way he genuinely was so excited to be asked about Jackson Merrill, and he said, "Oh my gosh." Mm-hmm. You don't fake that. That's real authentic. That's why this team's got something they didn't have previously. This Jackson Merrill dynamic in the clubhouse. And I'm sure there's a lot more than just Merrill. It's not like Merrill's the reason why. He's a reason why they've had a good year. But this Jackson Merrill dynamic that's playing out this year is something they didn't have playing out a year ago. That's a big difference.
I forget when I said it, but I said I think I might take Jackson Merrill as this team's MVP.
Michael King agrees.
And then Michael King says that. I'm like, oh, okay.
I'm right.
I feel validated now by thinking that Jackson Merrill is really this team's MVP. Even though Jurickson Profar, statistically, you could say has had a better season. And he's had massive moments. I'm not saying he hasn't. Of course he has. But I think what Jackson Merrill's doing, it just feels different.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way he acts, the things he says post games, the things he does pregame, the charisma and the attitude and the hustle and just everything that he does for this team, they didn't have last year. They didn't have his production, number one, which is the biggest. They didn't have this youthful energy. They didn't have this kid that just loves playing the game. He's never going to quit. I mean, last year's team quit. You think Jackson Merrill is ever going to quit? Hell no. He's never going to do that. I am absolutely blown away by everything that Jackson Merrill does day in and day out. he is everything the Padres have hoped for. Everything.
Yeah, and because to that point, it's about so much more than what we said in the first segment of the show about sheer numbers, 800 OPSs, great year. It's about so much more than that. It's like all these intangibles that you hear and you see the way others react to him. It's about more than, I can give you numbers, 124 OPS plus or 290 batting average. I mean, that's all great and fine and dandy, but is he the catalyst to lead you somewhere you haven't previously gone? Like, that's the thing that you can't quantify. I love analytics. I think baseball is an analytically driven game. That's not the number one most exciting thing for a fan to discuss. What separates teams from other teams at the end of the day can be a player, not necessarily an OPS. Like, the difference between a Padres team of the past and a Padres team of the future may very well indeed be Jackson Merrill. I don't know if that's the case or not. I don't know if Merrill's going to lead this team to the promised land or not now or in the future, but everything that I'm watching, there's reasons to believe that he's got a very bright now, obviously in 2024, but beyond now as well.
And Kevin told us, I think last week, and we talked about it a lot at the start of the season. What the Padres have done so well with Jackson Merrill is just let him be.
Yep.
Like, hey, we're not going to move you up in the order. We're not going to make you our leadoff guy. We're not going to put you in the 3-hole. We're not going to hit you cleanup. We're not going to hit you second. We're going to hit you 5th, 6th, 7th all year long and just let you be. Even if you're, scorching hot, we're just going to let you be. We're not going to put you in a position where you might put more pressure on yourself to come through. Like, you're just going to be hitting 5th, 6th, 7th all year long. Be put in center field. We're going to play every day. We're going to play you through struggles. We're going to play ups and downs. Like, you're going to be our guy. You're our starting center fielder. You're going to be in the lineup every day. You're going to be hitting either 5th, 6th, or 7th, and just go play baseball and have fun. And I think that right there too has played a big role in the development of Jackson Merrill, and good on the Padres, because there was a time, and you remember it, closer to the beginning of the year, where they didn't have a leadoff guy and they put Profar there, and they didn't know what to do
use
there.
Merrill if they wanted to.
And Jackson was pretty hot at the time as well. And they're like, there was a discussion of move Jackson up in the order. And I vehemently said, do not move him. Keep him where he is, because the last thing you want to do is put him in a position where there's a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah, I just feel like the conversation has changed also from like, is he the next superstar of the San Diego Padres, to like, he's a superstar on the San Diego Padres. He's not the only, and he's not going to win the MVP.
No.
And I don't know if he'll win an MVP in the future either. But he has emerged as a true legitimate superstar right now in Major League Baseball with the Padres. All right, on the other side, speaking of Jackson Merrill, let's hear from him. Do you think he's going to win the Rookie of the Year, by the way? We do want to hear from you. Our talkback mic is open. Just open up the free iHeartRadio app. Click on San Diego Sports 760. Tap that microphone icon next to the play button to leave a 30-second talkback. We'll play your talkbacks coming up later this hour. But coming up next, Jackson Merrill on his huge AB last night. We'll hear from the kid coming up next on Jon and Jim.
This update's brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. Padres, they beat the Twins last night in game 1 of their series 5-3. Michael King picked up his 11th win of the year, going 6 innings, giving up 2 earned runs. Robert Suarez got his 28th save of the season, and Jackson Merrill got the big hit in the game, a 3-run double to give the Padres a 5-3 win. Game 2 of their series tonight versus the Twins, 6:40 first pitch. Martin Perez on the mound for the Padres. The free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help troubleshoot the likely cause of your pesky check engine light for free and help you save time and money down the road. Restrictions do apply. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
All right, Jackson Merrill, did you see him as the Rookie of the Year or not? Why or why not? You can hit us up on that Talkback mic. Open the iHeartRadio app, search for San Diego Sports 760, tap the Talkback mic to leave a 30-second response. We'll play your responses coming up later this hour. So all this talk about Jackson Merrill, we haven't even heard from Jackson Merrill.
I would like to hear from Jackson Merrill, please.
So let's hear from Merrill. He was very excited last night, even cursed with the media, but we've taken that curse out because we're on the radio. But here's Jackson Merrill on his big AB last night.
I don't even think there was an approach. I just think I was trying to be on time with the heater, and you left the changeup up. So, you don't get those mistakes often. You got to take advantage of them. It was a good pitch on the outside of the zone, but, a changeup is easier to hit than a heater out there.
Okay, so just kind of natural.
Trying to get a hit, trying to get a hit or walk. And he gave me heaters at the top of the zone, which I liked, but I just couldn't get to them. But once you get 2 strikes, just fight. Basically, the other 2 outs, you got to fight. Try to knock something in there.
The amount of success you've had in kind of big spots, whether it's late in the game, whether it's 2 outs, 2 strikes, bases loaded, like what do you kind of attribute that to, your ability to?
It's all focus on winning the game. Because if I'm trying to play for a homer or myself, I roll that over or I strike out. If you play for the game, try to hit a line drive or a single, play for the win, it's going to happen. You just stay with your work ethic and everything goes for a reason.
Seems like ever since you got to Double-A last season, you've been elevating the ball more, hitting more fly balls. Like, how much of a focus has that been the last couple of years?
Everybody was talking some shit on my ground ball rate, so I had to kind of fix that. But just I think hitting line drives and not trying to hit homers, not trying to elevate the ball has helped me elevate the ball. Change my mindset to let's hit a line drive rather than a high fly ball. You're going to hit more stuff in the air because you're working down and backspinning stuff.
For you in general, how much is it pitch selection? How much is just mechanics of your swing?
A lot of it. I got a really high chase rate this year still, but just swinging the right pitches and swinging down on those pitches and not trying to elevate all the time.
You talked about how being the ballpark is like being at home for you. How much fun are you having right now being in a pennant race and helping this team win?
Yeah, it's unreal. And I'm really confident in us. We're having a lot of fun right now. We're going to keep having fun until the season's over. So, I'm really loving it. I showed up at like 11:30 today and sat in my car for like 30 minutes. I didn't even realize it was 11:30. I just was in the routine of getting here early. But, yeah, I love being here.
Sat in the car till
probably like 12 that I came in here. But I was like, I'm too early. I can't go in there yet. I'm going to piss the Cubbies off.
Was anyone else in here when you got in?
No. I think Higgy came in like 5 minutes after me.
Not even Joe or anyone else?
No, but road trip was tough. Colorado was a tough spot. So, everybody try to take their time.
Dude, blown away. Like you hear him speak and say those things and you're just like, how could you not love this guy?
Yeah. What's the saying about like sometimes you're doing things and you don't even realize what you're doing because you're kind of like living in the moment.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if this is who he's going to be when he's 36, maybe, but this is who he is now. And like you go back to what Michael King said about him, which is like he's eating, sleeping, breathing this. He's not going home to the kids. He's 21. He's not going home to the family. They're on the East Coast. This is all he's consuming. And right now it's working out.
I think he has a girlfriend.
Well, apparently they're not spending time together past 11 in the morning because he drove over to the ballpark for 11:30 for a 6:40 game.
He just has the energy of a young kid that just wants to go play baseball and have fun.
Exactly. It's like being a kid, but he kind of is a kid. I mean, 3 years ago, he was playing in high school.
Yeah. And Double-A last year. And he was drafted 3 years ago. And now he is on his way to becoming the Rookie of the Year in the National League. And according to Michael King, he's the MVP of the Padres as he's helping them go to the postseason.
Like, I don't know a lot about Severna Park High School in Severna Park, Maryland.
Did they lose a game ever?
Well, I know this. They're playing in front of about 96 people.
Yeah.
Because it's Maryland. It's not exactly Baseball USA.
No.
So, and not a lot of kids. James Wood's out of Maryland. But there's not a lot of players. It's not like, oh man, those best players out of Maryland always make it big. No, they don't actually. There's not a lot of players out of Maryland. Like that's not the big, everyone recruits Maryland hard, right? The Padres aren't known for recruiting Maryland. That's not where they get all their players. So it's just, and again, a credit to Preller, a credit to development, a credit to scouting. They don't always get the credit. They've missed on picks. They've missed on development. They've traded guys away that have ended up having good big league careers.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason with this player, it all was put together, not just him, but organizationally, they did the right things to help him get to this point.
Said this at the beginning of the year, like they needed Jackson Merrill to hit.
Yes.
Desperately.
Not like hit on the field, like to hit, like check the box.
Right. Like, hey, developed first round pick,
yes.
cornerstone of the franchise. Don't have to worry about him. He's our everyday center fielder, in lineup every day, producing, all-star. Like they hit in a big way here.
Mm-hmm.
And they needed it badly because they have not had a first round draft pick come up through the system during Preller's time here and be like a cornerstone of this franchise. They haven't.
Right.
Merrill's the first. Year 10. Better late than never.
Mm-hmm.
But they needed it desperately. I think we were talking like, hey, look, if they missed the postseason this year, but Jackson Merrill is doing this type of stuff and wins Rookie of the Year, do you think the organization and do you think AJ Preller would still be like, man, that sucked, but at least we hit Jackson Merrill? They're getting both now. They're going to make the postseason. I'm fairly confident in saying that. I know it's the ultimate jinx. I don't care. I am so confident in this team.
Tag them if this doesn't happen.
I am so confident in this Padres team to make the postseason that all I'm looking at right now is can they win the division and where are they going to slot? Are they going to be the 4th seed, the 5th seed? Where are they going to be?
I'm confident, but you are a little bit further in the process than I am.
I'm Mr. Sunshine and Rainbows.
This was Mr. Hey, I'll trust them if on September 1st they're 10 games over 500. Now they will be.
They will be.
They will be 10 plus games over 500. You said you trust them then. You're putting them in the postseason on August 20th. I'm willing to get there with another couple of series wins. But you laid out for me, and you scared the hell out of me yesterday. You laid out the Twins, Mets,
I know,
Rays, Cardinals, good team dynamic that they have to deal with. Now, I think they go 500 from here on out. They have 89 wins. They're clearly in the postseason, but they still have to go 500 or better. Now they're 21-6 in the second half. I'm with you. They absolutely should make the postseason. I'm just not willing to punch the ticket August 20th.
I think for me, it's the attitude of this team and the confidence level of this team is so high that I don't know if anything's going to waver that. Like, I don't think anything's going to stop that momentum and stop their confidence being like where it is right now. Obviously there are things that could stop it from an injury standpoint, but if all things stay the same and all things are equal here, I feel so good about them to make the postseason, because that would mean at worst they go 500 and they're 89 wins, right?
I mean, truthfully, they could probably do worse. I mean, let's be honest. They go 17-19, get to 88 wins, and there's going to be every team in the wild card race with 89 or more.
See, that's where my mindset is. Is like, you're telling me that, then oh yeah, they're making the postseason. And the trajectory of this team since the start of the second half has just gone up.
They've taken off
and up and up, and it's like strap the rocket ship on, light the fuse. Here we go.
Dude, if not for, the truth is the Dodgers and Diamondbacks have also been among the better teams in the second half. Like the Diamondbacks have been the Padres essentially in the second half. We'll get to the Ha-Seong Kim news on the other side of a break. There's an update on Ha-Seong Kim. We'll get to that coming up in the next handful of minutes. Obviously, he missed yesterday. He's not in the lineup here today either. Also coming up, we do want to hear from you on the Talkback mic. If you have thoughts on the amazing year of Jackson Merrill. It's been a truly incredible year. Is he going to win Rookie of the Year or not? You can hit us up on that Talkback mic. Just open the free iHeartRadio app. Listen to San Diego Sports 760. Tap that little microphone icon next to the play button to leave a 30-second talkback. I'm with you, though. I mean, what you're selling, I'm buying. I just don't want to say it as definitively. I'm not like, I can't yet say it that definitively. We've watched sports long enough to know that things happen. And if something does happen, I'm blaming you. And that's why I don't say it that strong.
I don't care. I feel very confident about this team. They have, to me, I'll go to war with this bullpen every day of the week. The back end with Adam Scott and Suarez. Find me a better 7, 8, 9 in baseball. 7th inning, 8th inning, 9th inning in baseball. Probably be pretty hard. And the rotation to me with Joe back does change things in a better way. Like, hey,
Absolutely.
Joe making this rotation better. Michael King is an absolute stud. He just gets better and better and stronger every time out. Dylan Cease, we know what he can do. Matt Waldron has had ups and downs for sure, but if you're telling me he's a 4 or 5, I'll take that every day too. And this lineup, even without Tatis, has been really good. They have depth. They have a pretty balanced lineup when you look at it. They don't have as many automatic outs as they've had in the past. And I just, the attitude of the team also is a real big factor for me to be as confident as I am.
Agree with Jim or not? 70470 started with team. Have they essentially punched their ticket on August 20th to the postseason? You can hit us up on that talkback mic or on the text line 70470 started with team. We'll get your talkbacks on the other side. Your thoughts on Jackson Merrill. If you want to leave a talkback, we'll play it on air. Open the app, click on San Diego Sports 760, and click on that microphone icon. There's an update on Ha-Seong Kim's status moving forward. We're going to share that with you on the other side. The wrap is coming up. We're here until 6, getting you ready for Padres Twins, game 2 of a 3-game series at 6:40 from Petco Park. It's Jon and Jim. You can text us 70470. Start your message with the word team. Love the wrap coming up at 4 p.m. Jon and Jim with you until 6 o'clock. We have great giveaways for the 4 o'clock hour. We're giving away tickets to see Def Leppard and Journey at Petco, so just don't go anywhere. Ha-Seong Kim, Jim. Oh, that rhymed. Ha-Seong Kim, Jim.
Okay.
He's been placed on the IL. Goes back to 8/19, so 2 days ago, or 1 day ago, retroactive to yesterday. Right shoulder inflammation. Matthew Batten's been recalled from AAA El Paso. Mike Shildt quoted on this saying, essentially, they could have forced the issue maybe and gotten it back in less than 10 days, but the safe move is putting him on the IL. They're 21-6 in the second half. And Ha-Seong Kim, we feared that when this happened. I expected that, and it's now official. Ha-Seong Kim on the IL. Tyler Wade at short for a second consecutive game.
Yeah. Is Tyler Wade going to be this team ready shortstop?
For these first 2 days, yes.
For the first 2 days, but I mean, I like Tyler Wade. I really do. He's one of the most handsome men on the team, but every day in the lineup, probably not the best. I mean, he's a guy that just is great at filling in when somebody's down for a day. He's a guy that's great for a pinch running situation.
Mm-hmm.
He can play multiple positions, which is great as well.
He's got 560 OPS.
I know.
Yeah. I mean, you're right. Shildt loves him, and he's done what's been asked of him perfectly, not necessarily with the bat. Moving a runner, fielding his position, stealing a base, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But he's a 560 OPS player, which means, I mean, Ha-Seong Kim has far exceeded his season offensively. You're right. He's not a regular.
No.
Now, can he be a regular for 10 days? Yeah, probably. But he's not a regular.
What's the lineup tonight?
They have it. It's just been put out.
I think this is the same as last night.
Okay.
Except Campy's in there instead of Higgy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Luis Ariz is your DH with his new hairdo.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. Profar, Crony, Manny, Bogarts, Merrill, Peralta, Campy, Wade, Perez is on the mound. So
this is what Shildt had to say, by the way, per our insider Kevin Acee. He said the team might have waited it out with hope Kim could have been back in a few days, if not for it being his throwing shoulder. So if it would have been the opposite shoulder, they may have waited it out. It's his throwing shoulder. And by the way, being put on the 10-day IL does not mean he's back in 10 days. They can sell it like that. Hey, we weren't even going to put him on. He could have been back in 6. But we're going to put him on to be safe. You go on the 10-day IL. There's no guarantees coming off August 29th. Hopefully he does. But we know how this works. These things linger. We thought Fernando Tatis Jr. could be back by now. Mm-hmm. So these things have a way of lingering. They've got the benefit of everything that you said earlier. Hopefully heading for the postseason, being awesome in the second half, and not necessarily needing him necessarily August 29th.
Yeah, I don't see this team being tripped up by, Ha-Seong Kim going on the IL or whatever it is. Like, they're just going to power through it. And they have a one-track mind right now, which is win as many games as possible, postseason, see what happens with the division as the season comes closer to an end.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where they're at. Like, nothing's going to stop them. Nothing is distracting them, which is great. Nothing is changing their attitude or their mindset, which is we're going to go out there and we're going to battle every night with whoever we have. And we have a feeling that no matter what, we're going to win.
Speaking of the division, here's the good thing. When you win, you don't have to worry about what's going on around you because you're lowering your magic number this time of year. But last night, Arizona beats Miami. The Dodgers win last night over Seattle. Arizona's already playing again tonight in Miami. They are leading in Miami in the first inning. So none of this is easy. It's like you're in the division where everyone's playing well, right? The other divisions aren't like that.
No.
But for whatever reason, Arizona has matched you. Dodgers have not been as good as Arizona or San Diego, but they've been good enough in the second half. So all you can control is what you can control. But this division, man, has been incredible in the second half. Incredible.
And September is going to be a really fun month of baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Like 2022 was the most fun that anybody's had around here in a long, long time. This is going to be, I feel like, crazier. Just the month of September alone because of the race. You were looking to make the postseason the wild card team in 2022, and you had a pretty good hold on it in September. You didn't really play great leading up to the postseason, and you got in at 89 wins. Truthfully, they could have been better.
Mm-hmm.
but the division was so far to reach. And this is completely opposite. It's scoreboard watch every single day with what the Arizona Diamondbacks are doing, and it's scoreboard watch every day what the Dodgers are doing every single day.
Every single day. We've said it here recently that the last time the Padres finished a year less than 16 games out, there was a full season. You got to take the pandemic out. It was only 60 games. The last time they finished a full year less than 16 games out,
2010
was 2010.
I think they missed the postseason that year by game, right? Because they lost the Giants.
2.
Yeah,
because
two
because
games.
of the swing.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Because of the swing of one game.
Right.
Became 2 games. They missed it by 2. And by the way, go back before 2010. They finished 20 games out. They finished 21 games out.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, this is the exception for 20 years. The better part of 20 years. What's happening right here is the exception in this division, as we know.
So when you say those things, this is right now a year that we don't see very often. And by very often, I mean like decades.
2006, last division.
Yeah.
I mean, 2006.
But they won, what, 88
88 and 74 was a good team. The year before, they won the division with 82 wins.
Yeah.
Which you're not getting anytime soon in the NL West.
And then 07, we know what happened in 07. So 1 game
Yes,
playoff.
100%. That's exactly what happened.
But anyway, it just doesn't happen. So don't take this year for granted. Enjoy every moment. Really, truly enjoy every moment right now, because who knows what happens next year? Who knows what happens the year after that? Like, do you think the Dodgers are going anywhere? Hell no.
No, I really don't. And I don't think necessarily a team like Arizona is going away immediately. And I know that the Giants are going to try to be good. I don't know if they will be good, but I know they'll invest as if they should be good.
Yeah.
And it's a tough division. It reminds me of the AL East. Yankees always spend. Red Sox always spend. You got to find ways. Tampa Bay's found ways. Baltimore recently has found ways. But when the Dodgers and the Giants are in your division, you know that from a spend standpoint, rarely will you be on top of both of those teams. You might be competitive in spending. Credit to Peter Seidler over the years. And even where they are now, they're competitive in spending. But you're never going to be the number one spender in the division. You got to get creative. And right now, I don't even fully understand how we've gotten to this point, to be honest with you. If you would have told me this offseason with the Dodgers doing what they did, just from a sheer salary perspective, the additions they made, I wouldn't have said this would be the year that you would track them down.
Everybody said, and you're not wrong for saying it, nobody was saying the division was even possible.
This wasn't the year. The addition of Ohtani to me wasn't the year. Like, oh, now the Dodgers become susceptible.
Coming off an offseason where you traded away Juan Soto.
Yeah.
You had a 20-year-old slated to be your starting center fielder.
Yes.
You didn't have a left fielder until February. February. You just had so many question marks, dude. And you had a new manager as well.
Yeah. What we've said a lot recently, too, is like this is going to play out like the NCAA tournament, which is Dodger fans might not like winning 94 games, but they would like winning the World Series. And then the same thing with San Diego. You may love winning 95 games, I'm making it up, but you want to win in the postseason. And you would trade the 95 for 89 if it meant winning another round or two in the playoffs in October.
Everybody would take 88 wins, going as a 5 seed.
And get to the World Series.
But gets to the World Series. Winning 95 and winning the division, that's great. And that's an accomplishment that hasn't happened here in almost 2 decades.
Mm-hmm.
But it's about what they do in the postseason. And if they can make a run again, it's just going to be so much fun, dude. I can't wait.
Can't wait either. All right. On the other side, we're going to get to the wrap. We have 3 more giveaways for you today, including the 4:00 hour. A pair of tickets to see Def Leppard and Journey. It's the Summer Stadium Tour with special guest, the Steve Miller Band. It's coming up Friday, August 30th at Petco Park. So we have those tickets to give away in the 4:00 hour. We have the wrap coming up on the other side. We have Padres Twins Game 2 from Petco Park tonight at 6:40. Hour 2 at Jon and Jim. That's going to come your way next. All right, hey guys, it's Jon and Jim, and we're coming up on one of the best times of the year. We've got the NFL, we've got postseason baseball, college football, preseason football is going on right now, Jim. And with Underdog Fantasy, you can win 325 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on your favorite player stats.
Yeah, we've been playing Underdog Fantasy for years. It's super simple, super easy to win. Just download the Underdog Fantasy app on your mobile device. Go to higher or lower for players picked from 2 different teams, and you can win big time money by not spending a lot of money at all.
Yeah, making picks on Underdog is so simple. It's even easier to get started. Go to their mobile app or go to underdogfantasy.com. Sign up with promo code Jon and Jim. That's JONANDJIM. And Underdog's going to give you a highly discounted pick to use in your first pick of entry, plus a deposit offer, a 50% deposit match up to $1,000 going on right now. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code JONANDJIM to claim your new customer offer of a gimme first pick, plus that up to $1,000 free deposit offer.
Must be 18 plus or older and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms do apply. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. This update's brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. Padres and Twins, game 2 of their 3-game series tonight at Petco Park. 6:40 first pitch. Martin Perez on the mound for the Padres. News from the Padres: they have placed Ha-Seong Kim on the 10-day IL, and they have brought up Matthew Batten to the big league squad. The free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help troubleshoot the likely cause of your pesky check engine light for free and help you save time and money down the road. Restrictions do apply. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? This is hour 2 of Jon and Jim. I don't know if I would say fallout
It's not fallout.
in terms of the
Big voice guy. What are you talking about?
Come on, big voice guy. No, more reaction to San Diego State naming Danny O'Neal the quarterback. The other
Fallout.
quarterbacks that were being discussed were AJ Duffy and
Big
Javance
voice guy had
Johnson.
AJ Duffy in his pool.
Yeah,
Apparently.
it's like there's no fallout here. There's just reaction. Listen, we get it. We use the word sometimes properly or improperly.
I
don't
never
think
use
there's
words properly. So.
Yeah, exactly. So did you write that copy?
No, I did not write that copy, John, but maybe I should start writing copy for Big Voice Guy.
There's no real the only thing that I would say regarding the choice of Danny O'Neal is a lot like what we've been talking about with the Padres. I'm just excited. I'm excited to see what it looks like. I think most as I haven't, and I read the message boards and I see what people say on social media. I think there's a general level of excitement, and I'm excited to see what it's going to look like, no matter who it's going to be. We haven't seen any of these guys, essentially.
First true freshmen to start at quarterback in program history?
Basically. To start a season, yes.
I've never seen it. I mean, I've been here for over a decade plus. I haven't seen it here, and I can't, talk to a lot of people that has seen it either.
Mm-hmm.
So from that standpoint, yeah, super exciting that Danny O'Neal, the guy that was highly recruited by Sean Lewis at Colorado and then committed to Colorado and the whole Dion hoopla and then decommitted and then came here, and we talked about him a lot in the offseason.
We did.
It's exciting that the big name quarterback that was recruited here is the starter day one.
How about this real quick? Because remember when Sean Lewis was hired and then we went on Danny O'Neal watch?
Oh, every day.
And we were like, dude, he's got all these P4 offers. Is he really going to follow Sean Lewis? Okay, so let me continue that story. We know how it ends. He ends up at San Diego State. Yesterday, when he met with the media, I think for a second time during camp, but the first time since being named quarterback, someone joked with him something about, like, I don't even know how it came up. I could play back the audio because I have it, but it was something about Jim Harbaugh when he was at Michigan. Like, oh yeah, did you talk to Jim when he was at Michigan? It was said like tongue in cheek, and he completely normally said, yeah, I did. I mean, Jim recruited me. I've had multiple conversations with Jim Harbaugh over the years. So like, again, that's not that he needs to be
khakis.
Not that he needed to be proven by, whether he had an offer or not from Michigan, but this guy had Power 4 offers everywhere. He had committed, like you said, to Sean Lewis and Deion Sanders. That alone speaks for itself. And now he's the day one quarterback for San Diego State coming up August 31st, right here on San Diego Sports 760. Little Birdie told me we may have tickets to give away coming up next week for San Diego State's opener, which is just over a week away.
Have you prepared your Danny O'Neal first touchdown call yet?
It would sound like this. O'Neal, touchdown.
That's it.
Do you like that?
Simple.
By the way, we're at Circa in Las Vegas
tomorrow and Thursday.
And I want to say we may be provided transportation from Circa to get from the airport to the hotel.
I saw that.
You saw that.
I did see that.
Oh, and if that happens, you're going to see it on social media.
For sure.
Bicycles?
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think it's going to be like bikes.
Yeah.
I need the full, roll out the red carpet. Jon and Jim from San Diego are in town.
I need the champagne ready to go on a platter.
E-bikes. I need some kombucha.
The going to that wedding on Lake Como really ruined me because my expectations for things are very high.
Okay, I feel sorry for you now because now everywhere you go is like, oh, this is good, but Lake Como.
Lake Como. What is this?
Lake Como.
This is CNN?
Yeah.
That's his brother.
Yeah. So it is.
Oh, this isn't going to be good enough then? If we
it will be. I love Circa. Circa's my favorite hotel in Las Vegas. You already know.
Right,
this.
but it's not Circa Lake Como.
I'm kidding, John.
They should open one there.
They should.
And we could do shows from there. We'll be at Circa Las Vegas Wednesday and Thursday. Getting you ready for more Padres baseball, college football, NFL. Hopefully you can join us then. Friday, by the way, programming announcement. We're downtown. We'll be at the Naughty Barrel, 9th and Market, getting you ready for Padres and Mets, broadcasting live right here on San Diego Sports 760. All right, we always get to the wrap around this time. Let's do it now.
It's time for the wrap, presented by Sombrero Mexican Food. Check out their website at sombreromex.com.
How surprised would you be if the Padres won the NL West?
Not now. I mean, if you asked me this question 3 months ago, I'd be like, yeah, very surprised. What the hell happened?
Right.
At this point, when you're 3 games back, that's within striking distance. A good week by you and a bad week by the Dodgers, everything changes. That's all it takes is just that. 1 week. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised. You talked to Jim 3 months ago. 3 months ago, Jim is very surprised, though.
Wait, is Lake Como Jim not talking about Jim in the third person?
He is, yes.
He's calling Jim Jim?
Yes, he is.
I like it.
Yeah.
Okay,
You're
so
welcome.
Fangraphs playoff odds, which have meant nothing over the years, but are fun to reference. But we're getting later in the year.
Their playoff odds are very close to 100%. Am I correct, John?
95. Would you get on a plane tomorrow with a 95% chance of landing? That means 1 in 20 planes goes down in a fiery ball of fire.
Why do you always use that as like an analogy?
Because it's a good way to put in perspective that it's not hook, line, and sinker at 95.
Not. Are the tickets cheaper?
If it's at 95% landing, yeah. 2 for 1.
Let's do it.
Brent would do it.
Live dangerously.
I would never do that.
I would never do it.
Dodgers, they say, are 99.9. Padres, they say, are 95.
Well, to the Dodgers, they're not going to go on a plane.
I'm not getting on a plane at truly 99.9 because that's 1 in 1,000. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
But Padres are 95, and then the D-backs are 86.9. But listen to this. Division championship, division title, Dodgers are 77%. I don't buy it. I think that's too high. 77% for the Dodgers, 16.5% for the Padres, 6.4% for the D-backs. You buying that 77% chance? 4 out of 5 times the Dodgers are going to win this division. I think that's a little high.
No, I don't think that's that. I think it's fine. I think it's actually for them at this point in the season pretty low. Because usually at this point,
37 games left.
Yeah, but at this point in the season for the last decade, it's always been like 95%.
Well, I know it's because they've had a 15-game lead.
I know, that's my point.
But they're only at 3, so I don't think it should be as high as 77. If the Padres had a 3-game divisional lead, would they have a 77% chance of winning the division?
Again, it's the Dodgers, so that's probably why. But 77%, okay, that's high, but it's not like crazy high to me.
Would you get on a? Just kidding. Next question.
No, I wouldn't actually.
Who will lead the Aztecs men's basketball team in scoring next season?
SDSU hoops question.
Out of nowhere, left field. Just do it there. Who tweeted out yesterday about Nick Boyd and Magoon Guath?
You're talking about John Rothstein.
John Rothstein.
I talked to Brian Dutcher yesterday on his podcast.
Yes.
And he said he's expecting like breakout years, I'm paraphrasing, from Nick Boyd, FAU transfer, and the redshirt freshman Magoon Guath, who was here last year.
I'll go with sure, I'll go with Nick Boyd.
Nick Boyd.
Yeah,
FAU transfer. No, I like it. Hit 4 threes against the Aztecs in the national semifinal game. I'm going to go with Reese Waters.
You know what? You're probably right, but I'll just take Nick Boyd just because.
Because I think Boyd's going to be their point guard.
Yeah,
and
he's
Waters
the
going
ball
to be a shooting guard.
Right.
So I'm going to take. I'm betting on Reese Waters, who had an amazing first half last year. That was coming off the bench, didn't finish as strong as he started last year. I'm going to bet on Waters.
Took a step.
Yeah, I think he will. But to ask him to lead the team in scoring is probably a bit far.
You're probably right. Reese Waters he's a natural scorer. He's going to be put in a more prominent role this year. I think last year, like Dutch told us, he goes, yeah, it was a little wonky for him because he was a starter, and then he got moved to the bench, and it didn't really fit him that role. It didn't fit him that well. I think him being a full-time starter this year, every game he knows he's going to be starting, I think will help Reese Waters a lot.
I agree with you. I think it's going to be Reese. Next question.
Is putting a QR code on the back of a helmet a good way to raise money for NIL?
Saw this. Oklahoma State will put QR codes in the back of helmets that go directly to like the player NIL page. So I can score a touchdown and like point to the back of my helmet, and people can scan it on television and make donations to Oklahoma State football.
It would be really hard to do it any other way. Like if you're trying to scan the QR code during a play, probably not going to work.
Can you do it in stadium? It's a good point. I'm assuming people are thinking more about like print, maybe like after game on social media, here's my helmet, or television.
You could pause it on TV.
Yeah, I guess you could pause it on TV.
Well, like you said, if this guy scores a touchdown, he just points the back of his
zoom
helmet.
in.
Yeah.
Is that really going to raise money? Maybe it will.
I don't know. Anything to
raise awareness, get people to websites.
Yeah.
I think this is just going to be the beginning, because what's going to come next is, you know how when they play in a bowl game, they'll have the bowl patch on their like shoulder.
Sure. Put QR codes there.
There's going to be a big QR code on their shoulder pad within 5 years.
I don't think it's a bad idea. And by the way, it's a copycat industry. If Oklahoma State does it and has success with it, guess who's doing it next? Oklahoma, their rival, and everyone else.
Yeah.
In college
I like
football.
me a good QR code.
Me too. We did it around here.
I know.
For a sales initiative.
Yeah, it worked.
How'd that work, Jim? Next question.
Obviously, we're flush. Who should the Padres put at shortstop with Ha-Seong Kim on the IL?
Well, obviously they're going to put Tyler Wade there
Tonight,
but
yep.
I think that
Plenty of options.
They should have their A team be a combination of like Donovan Solano in there somewhere with Luis Rise, and I mean Luis Rise is going to be, if he's going to be there truly DH more often than not. Donovan Solano, I don't know why they love keeping Bogey at second and not having him play short.
Mm-hmm.
Same with Cronenworth. I like putting him at second and Bogey at short. They have options for sure, but I think it should be a combination between Bogarts and Solano.
Yeah, I would put Bogarts over there if I could snap my fingers because I just think it's a better lineup. I know it's a better lineup. Like when you take Wade off the field, all due respect, he's not. Why would he be Luis Arraez or Xander Bogaerts? It's not why he's here. He's not an everyday player. So if I can eliminate Wade and then get someone like Luis Arraez or Jake Cronenworth or Xander Bogaerts, more ABs or whomever, or Donovan Solano, then I'm going with that path.
And Luis Arraez, I think, is better fit to be your DH because defensively, it is a downgrade than having Jake out there at first.
Mm-hmm.
And second base, he's not going to play. So then you have a defense with Donovan Solano out there, and you got to put him in a spot. Like if he's going to play third base like he did when Manny was down for a couple games, and he played beautifully, by the way.
Yeah, he did.
Why is he not going to be considered for shortstop?
Yeah, it's Donovan Solano is like the guy that all he does is hit, yet all he does is try to find his way on the field.
Yeah, but again, you can't really complain too much because they're winning a bunch of games.
I know you're 100% right. If they win tonight and Tyler Wade goes over 4, how on earth can you complain? If they win tonight against a good team like Minnesota
and they score 7 runs,
then who are we to be like, you can't play Tyler Wade? Well, what are you talking about?
I know.
They then have won back-to-back games with them in there.
Yeah. Again, it's just
now if they lose tonight 4-0 and the offense does, you know what I mean? Seriously, like if they lose tonight 4-1, last night they had 4 hits. If they lose tonight 4-1 on 4 hits, I'll be asking for more offense probably.
But again, I still won't be at the point of like,
no, you're not gonna freak out,
standing on top of the table and like, why is Tyler Wade playing short?
No. All right, coming up this hour, your chance to win Def Leppard tickets for that stadium tour at Petco Park. Be listening for your chance to win. Jackson Merrill, Fangraphs has weighed in. Is he already a star in the majors? The latest from Fangraphs on Jackson Merrill. Padres Twins coming up at 6:40. Stay with us. All right, hey guys, it's Schaefer, and we told you we're heading for Circa Las Vegas tomorrow morning. We can't wait. We'll be there Wednesday and Thursday. You can hear us live right here on San Diego Sports 760. We were there last month as well. It's a sports lover's dream. Hopefully you make it out at some point this summer or fall. They've got an amazing sports book. You can bet on Jackson Merrill's Rookie of the Year there, the largest in Nevada. They have Stadium Swim. The weather's going to be spectacular this week. Incredible rooftop pools, massive outdoor video boards to watch every single game across all sports. Every Padres game is on at Stadium Swim. It's open 365 days a year. I love that it's a 21-plus venue. There's nothing to worry about other than sports. And the biggest pro football contests in Las Vegas are back again. Circa Survivor and Circa Million, now up to 16 million, folks, in guaranteed prizes with 2 ways to win and no rake. Circa Survivor contestants select one team each week with no point spread. If you last the longest to win it all, we're talking about $10 million guaranteed. In Circa Million, make 5 picks against the spread each week for your share of $6 million guaranteed. They have quarterly and full season payouts. You enter Nevada, but play from anywhere, including right here in San Diego. Visit circasports.com. That's circasports.com for details. All right, we've got Def Leppard tickets. We're giving away this hour. We're getting ready for the Padres and the Minnesota Twins, game 2 of a 3-game set down at Petco Park. We'll be in Vegas tomorrow and Thursday for Circa in Las Vegas. Hope you can join us right here. I'm John Jim, San Diego Sports 760. It's always nice to wake up to an article about Jackson Merrill. That's a nice way to wake up.
It's a nice way to wake
Kind
up.
of scroll through X, and there's an article from Fangraphs by Esteban Rivera, who we'd love to have on the show, and hopefully will at some point.
We'd love to have anybody on the show, except our phones have gone on the 10-day IL.
I wasn't going to put it exactly that way, but fair.
I will.
So Esteban Rivera today writes an article at Fangraphs saying Jackson Merrill is already a star, and then he's doing a lot of early comps for Jackson Merrill. He's talked about the power, by the way. The power has gone up so significantly over the last month for Jackson Merrill, but this is Fangraphs. They do the analytical deep dive, and it's easy to say someone's a star. It's easy to say Paul Skenes is great. It's another thing to break down the numbers, and Fangraphs has backed it up today with the numbers.
He's throwing out names like Shohei Ohtani as far as his swing goes.
Mike Trout is in there.
Freddie Freeman is in here.
There's some big names.
Yeah. So, everything that Jackson Merrill is doing, people are taking notice of it now and really dissecting it and saying, "Oh my God, this guy's really, really good." I mean, they are saying here, John, that he is on his way to becoming an elite hitter in this game. Fangraphs is saying
exactly. That's
he
not
is
like
a
us.
star. He is on his way to becoming an elite hitter because he's doing X, Y, and Z. And what he's doing X, Y, and Z translates to some of the best hitters in the sport.
I kind of thought this last time. I'll see what you guys think. You know who my comp for him is?
Who?
Chipper Jones. Because remember Chipper Jones's rookie year, he went in with that Atlanta team. He wasn't yeah, exactly. He wasn't the star, but he gelled with that team, and he just fit with all the other established stars and pieces that it was the Braves, so they were the Bills of baseball for a while, so it took him a while to win the World Series. But I just remember his rookie year, he just his numbers are a little similar. I think Merrill's going to have better numbers by the end of the year, but I just think the way that neither one of them was expected to just come on the team and be this big star. They're just supposed to be a role player, and then they just ended up elevating everybody.
Would you take 500 home runs, 303 lifetime batter? Actually, less than 500 home runs, but 300 lifetime batter, 930 career OPS, 500 nearly 500 home runs. I think I'd take that.
I think I'd take that.
That's a decent career.
It's okay.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. In the article, it says Merrill has a great understanding of how to use his upper body to get his bat on plane with pitches at different heights. That's the elite skill carrying his game right now. He has the talent to develop additional tools and sharpen the ones he currently owns as he gains more experience. He's already started tapping into his power more over the last month or so. He still chases too many pitches, like he mentioned when we heard from Jackson Merrill today, and struggles a little bit against lefties, albeit in a small sample size. But he is 21, figuring things out in his first big league season. What we're seeing from him right now is essentially his starting point as a hitter, and that's really exciting.
2 words for you. Contract extension. 2 words. Wait on it. No, don't wait.
I'm like Hall of Fame.
But you don't need to do it. You do need to do it.
Yeah.
Like you're going to have to do it, and you can wait it off, but it's like waiting off paying your taxes or a bill that's due. The bill goes up when it gets past when it was the due date. All of a sudden you got to pay more, and this thing ain't getting cheaper from Jackson Merrill. You want to bet on him not to succeed? I don't. I want to bet on him to be this player. Therefore, I want to lock him up sooner rather than later. And it's a priority for me. I'm not saying it's the number one priority. There's real priorities. I want Jurickson Profar back, for example, in 2025. That's the here and now. But I want Jackson Merrill to be on the San Diego Padres for a long, long time. And I think we've seen a lot. I'm not saying we've seen everything. Careers can change, but we've seen a lot from Jackson Merrill.
So what's the contract?
It is a lifetime supply of money. I mean, it's whatever. I'm not the agent, and I don't have the comps for a player through 1 year of service time that are rookie of the year caliber position players over the last 3 to 5 years. But that's the contract. You don't go give them Juan Soto's contract, he hasn't earned Juan Soto's next contract. You don't give him Manny Machado's contract, that's not where he is in his career, but he's going to get a deal richer than some of those Braves long-term deals that they locked up guys in the last 5 to 10 years, is my guess.
And if he's doing this type of stuff, if you can get that long-term deal where the money, the total money isn't like crazy high, huge bargain. That to me,
that's the thing.
Yeah, Tatis, he signed his $340 million 14-year contract, and now you're looking at it like, not that great of a deal, just because he never plays. He's always
when did
injured.
he sign it?
After 2021, and going into 20. Wait, no, sorry. Coming out of the 2020 season, going into the 2021 season. So out of the COVID year, where he didn't play a full season, just only 60 games, and they still gave him that fat contract. And Merrill's doing, this in a full season with the rigors of a real regular season.
Right. There's similar games played because Tatis was a half year and 60 games, 80 plus 60 roughly. And Merrill's going to be past that this year. He's going to get past 140 potentially this year.
He's going to be like around 150s.
He'll be around 150.
He hasn't missed much time.
No, not at all. He sat against lefties early. He doesn't sit against lefties now.
Yeah, he's an everyday player.
Yeah, I mean, I'm extending him out. Now, again, I get it. I'm not the general manager, and there is risk and reward there, and there is no guarantee. But there's also the risk of let this play out over years, and all of a sudden he's one of the richest contracts in the sport, or a lot richer than what you'd get him for if you signed him after 1 year.
Because you could try to sign him this offseason, but then Jackson will say, look, I want to be here, but I'm going to want a bigger contract than whatever you're offering. And whatever they offer him, I don't think will be like this 10-year, $200+ million deal, which if he continues down this path in 3, 4, 5 years, he could be that type of player.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he does ultimately get, but I'd be surprised if the Padres let it ultimately play out. And I'm not saying now. I mean, it might happen in 24, it might happen in 25, it might happen in 26. I'd be surprised if all of a sudden this guy puts up this productivity for 3 years. Like, oh, we haven't extended him yet. At some point, you're going to have to extend him out. I don't know if it's this year or not, but at some point, you'll extend him out if he plays like
He's
this.
just doing everything right and saying all the right things and playing the game the right way. This organization is head over heels over Jackson Merrill. They're going to do everything they possibly can while this regime is still here, which it will be because they're going to make the postseason this year, and they've had a bunch of success. They're going to do everything they possibly can to keep Jackson Merrill here for as long as they can.
Extend him out now or not. 70470, start it with team. What would the terms look like for a Jackson Merrill contract extension? 70470, you can start your message with the word team. Def Leppard tickets, we're giving them away this hour. It's Jon and Jim.
All right, this update's brought to you by AutoZone. Padres and Twins game 2 of their 3-game series tonight, 6:40 first pitch. Martin Perez on the mound for the Padres. Other news with the Padres, they have placed Ha-Seong Kim on the 10-day IL and recalled Matthew Batten to the big league roster. The free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help troubleshoot the likely cause of your pesky check engine light for free and help you save time and money down the road. Restrictions to apply. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
All right, we've got Def Leppard tickets to give away. We're going to do that coming up this hour. Def Leppard, listen to this show. All right, hear me out. Listen. Def Leppard.
Def Leppard.
Journey. All right, this is the Summer Stadium Tour.
Summer Stadium Tour.
The Steve Miller Band. We told you they got hits.
The Steve Miller Band. We told you they got hits.
I love this.
I love this.
I hate you.
I hate you.
Jim is the worst.
John is the worst.
This is Friday, August 30th, Petco Park. Be listening for your chance to win these tickets. Def Leppard, Journey, Steve Miller Band. This is going to be a good show. Friday, August 30th, coming up in about a week or so. Then in the 5 o'clock hour, we've got 311 tickets to give away. We have Dan and Shay tickets to give away. So tons of great ticket giveaways for you coming up over the next 90 minutes of Jon and Jim. Now, we told you we've been scoreboard watching, right?
Correct.
And Arizona is leading tonight in Miami. Why does this matter? The Diamondbacks are a game behind the Padres in the NL West in the wild card standings. The Dodgers will play later tonight. Do I have that right? They'll play tonight against Seattle at home?
7-10 versus Seattle.
Dude, can I go on a tangent for a second?
Go.
Okay. I despise MLB.com scoreboard on the homepage. And what I mean by it is when you get here, you are Major League Baseball. Why can't I see every game up here? Why do I have to scroll with this arrow? Why do I have to click scores, or why don't they have them on the left-hand side?
There's a lot of games, John.
No, that's inexcusable. Get someone on the line. Actually, don't. But it's inexcusable.
We can't get anybody on this line.
So the update, though, is Arizona leads 1-0 in the 4th inning. Dodgers won last night over Seattle, and they'll play game 2 of their series coming up tonight at 7:10.
Yeah. And in last night's game, we talked about it. That was the game. Like, you had to win that game because the Twins were down a lot of their big arms in the bullpen.
Yes.
Zebby Matthews was a guy that was making his second career start. You did not want to have another situation like you did on Sunday where you faced a pretty much no-name pitcher and you got shoved by him. So last night was a big win from that standpoint of taking advantage of a team that came in a little banged up, not like injury-wise, but actually injury-wise, yeah, they are banged up because they're without Correa, they're without Buxton.
Always out.
They're back in the bullpen was all down because they were used a lot versus the Rangers over the weekend. So great win. And then tonight, same thing. Don't let up, win the series. And that's what it's all about now. All about just winning series. Because you win series here. Like if you win every series from here on out, John.
If you win every series from here on out, I'm going, yeah, then you win the World Series. Love it.
That's not what I
Yeah, they should just do that every year.
That's not what I
So
meant.
easy.
John fact.
Yeah.
was going to say, if they win every series from here on out, how many wins is that?
What's the World Series?
No. From here to the end of like the regular season.
Okay. Well, I don't know. You're saying win it by taking 2 of 3? They have 36 games left, 24-12, 24 more wins.
Okay. That
Which is
95 wins. You're asking.
And right in the winning a division. Yeah. And if they then win every series from there, and you can go 24-12 multiple ways, you can lose the series, then rattle off 6 straight wins.
Absolutely. But winning series is just the goals now. Like, that's what you got to do. You win the series with the Twins, you feel good. And
then they've won, if they win either today or tomorrow,
9 of 10.
9 of 10 to start the second half. They'd never won more than, I think it's a franchise record, 8 consecutive series wins.
What was a franchise record? Right?
So, and Mike Shildt will tell you about it, and he should be telling you about it. We spent so much time. We've done this too. We spent so much time on Merrill today, King, the spot that they're in. You've been singing the praises of Shildt, saying he should be the National League's Manager of the Year.
And I am the first guy to raise my hand saying how critical I was of Mike Shildt earlier in the season.
He said to the media,
not about anything he did on field as far as his game managing goes, but the things he would say off field as being just like, I can't roll my eyes any farther in the back of my head than I am right now. But just because I felt that way about Shildt post games and stuff doesn't mean I don't think he's a good manager. I think he is a good manager. I think he's been a great manager for this team in where they're at in their franchise with all the turmoil and everything that happened in the offseason for them. Mike Shildt has been a very calming voice in that clubhouse that was needed.
It does bring up a fascinating hypothetical of what if Bob Melvin is managing the team? What's different?
I don't want to go there because it doesn't matter.
Well, if you want to give Mike Shildt the credit, then you're saying it's Shildt. If you want to give Mike Shildt the credit, you're saying it's Shildt. You're not saying it's just he's a replaceable piece.
What do you mean?
You're saying it's Shildt. Melvin wouldn't do the same thing, right? Is it as simple as just managing this team that you and I could do it, or any manager?
No.
But Bob Melvin and Mike Shildt can.
I am not on the train of any.
Yeah, but
anybody can manage
can Bob Melvin do it? Because you're saying Mike Shildt is the manager of the year.
I just think that Bob Melvin couldn't do it because it was such a turmoil relationship with AJ Preller.
Okay,
and that plays a big role. But here's the other thing. Bob did do it, and he did it in 2022.
Right,
and led them to the NLCS. You know, so to say Bob Melvin couldn't do it, I think is just
it's fair. So
hating because guess what? He did do it.
Yeah, no, it's fair. And by the way, Mike Shildt may do it better in the end because Mike Shildt might take them further than Bob, and he may not. And then you might look up and say, you know what? He got them to 90 wins, but they lost in 2 games in the wild card.
Yeah,
and that's not as good as what Bob Melvin did 2 years ago.
Yeah, we might be sitting here criticizing the hell out of Shildt for his postseason moves, or we could be praising the hell out of him, saying this guy is. I mean, he's everything, and all the moves he's made have been right.
Well, AJ Preller, executive of the year.
AJ Preller, executive of the year for sure. Yeah, that's where I stand. Every move that he's made has been.
He's had some savvy moves, not just the big moves. It's the Peraltas, the Solanos, the Estradas.
Oh, and by the way, he's going to have Jackson Merrill, Rookie of the Year, under his belt as well. Bringing up a guy 20 years old to start the season who ends up winning Rookie of the Year.
Right. We've ended all conversation, and 70470 start with team if you agree or disagree. We've ended all conversation on Preller's future.
For the foreseeable future, yeah.
I mean, for the now, for 2025. We've ended all conversation on Preller's future.
Yeah.
Now, if wheels fall off. But if they go where we expect them to go, which is to the postseason by playing really well in the second half, which is likely the case, even 18-18 to finish, or they're 15 games over 500 in the second half right now.
Yeah.
So if they win 89 games, that's an 18-18 finish, then we expect that obviously the front office is back. I mean, how could they not be?
Of course they are.
Off of that.
Like earlier in the season when there was a lot of talk of just like, fire Preller, get him out of town. And we are the first to tell you this show is probably one of the most critical shows on AJ Preller in town. But I know we did say, look, you have to let this thing play out this year. The final determination on Preller and his future will happen once the regular season ends. And then you go from there. And right now, there's no other way to look at it as when the regular season ends this year, I firmly believe they'll be in the postseason.
Yeah, I do too. I believe that. Yeah.
Now.
Yep.
And everything that he's done this season has absolutely made, I think, in the eyes of Casenda and Grupner, Preller a guy that's going to stay around for not like the long haul for another decade, but he ain't going anywhere.
Let me give you another name and family that matters, and we saw it on social media today, the Seidler family, which still plays a large role, even if the current chairperson representing ownership is Eric Casenda. The Seidler family matters in this conversation. And the Seidler family, not just Peter, the Seidler family, based on what we know, has a good relationship with AJ Preller. So knowing that, the Seidler family owns this team, not Eric Casenda. He's representing ownership. He doesn't own this team. Eric Grupner doesn't own this team. Seidler family, based on everything we've heard publicly and seen, has a good relationship with AJ Preller. There's no reason to believe he's not going to be here. Again, long term is hard to say. It's professional sports. You're right. You go 90 and 72 and follow it up with 72 and 90, everything can change.
For sure.
We all understand that.
Yeah.
But 2025, dude, it's completely safe. Completely safe.
And that's what you hope for is like not only stability, but not just this bumpy roller coaster.
Yeah, the ups and the downs. I agree.
And downs. I mean, it's been ups and down and up and down. 2021 down, 2022 up, 2023 down, 2024 up so far. Like,
yeah, you're right.
Can we have some like consistency going here? Because you're right. They win 92 games this year. They get in and say they make the NLCS again, right? Everything's kumbaya. Everything's great going into next year.
Until it isn't. Yeah.
Until they win 79 games and they miss out.
Yeah, it's true. Things can change quick.
Yeah, they definitely could.
All right, call right now if you want a pair of tickets to see Def Leppard and Journey for the Summer Stadium Tour with special guest the Steve Miller Band. This is Friday, August 30th at Petco Park. Caller 6. These are your tickets. 877-767-4760. An amazing giveaway. 2 free tickets. See Def Leppard and Journey with the Steve Miller Band Friday, August 30th at Petco Park. But you need to call right now. Caller 6. 877-767-4760. Call right now for a chance to win those tickets. We've got some NFL news to share with you on the other side. Plus, Padres and Twins preparing for Game 2. We'll get you ready until 6 p.m. on Jon and Jim. All right, so listen to this, right? We told you yesterday that week 6 was this weekend, right? I 5-part gave you the 4 games.
Yes, it almost to a
I
T
may have
every
missed something.
single like.
So I'm so excited for week 0 and the start of football, whether it's college, NFL, whatever. So then I saw it today, and I sent this tweet to Brent and Jim when I saw it. I was so upset when I first saw it. I'm like, no. Don't mess with my week 0. There was a tweet today from Stephen Tsai, who covers Hawaii athletics. Now, Hawaii is hosting Delaware State Saturday night in Honolulu. And he had a tweet that said, Delaware State, there was a bus snafu going to the airport. What does that even mean? They have to take an 11-hour flight. Think about this. Delaware State, guess what state they're in? Does Jim know the state that Delaware State is in?
Delaware?
Correct. You know where they were leaving from to get to Hawaii?
Delaware?
New York. Do you know how far Delaware State is from JFK Airport? It's freaking far.
Okay.
Like 4 hours. Anyway, they went to the wrong airport or something happened with the bus. They didn't make the flight, which is 11 hours from New York City to Honolulu. So that put the game in jeopardy. But here's the thing. They left a day in case this happened. What do you mean in case this happened?
Huh?
So now they're going to try again, I guess, Wednesday.
They're prepared for their staff's incompetence.
They were
apparently.
right. They were prepared to not make the plane. But why were they going to Hawaii anyway on a Tuesday for a Saturday game?
Because it's Hawaii.
They want to go to Hawaii.
I guess. So anyway, they're going to try again on Wednesday.
It's not like they're going to
this.
Baltimore.
Last night, you guys will be amazed by this. Last night, I already done this. Look at this. Look, I'm going to pull it up on my phone. I'd already downloaded the Team One Sports app, which is the only way to watch Hawaii football. It's free on the Team One Sports app.
Here's the thing, John.
I'll be watching.
You're a crazy person.
I am.
You're psycho.
Mm-hmm.
You are
We might have to have an intervention.
like,
But I'm like, why did I download the app if they're not going to play the game?
I don't know, John. I'm not sitting there thinking like about ways to watch Hawaii football.
I know you're not. That's the difference between me and you.
I'm glad that's the difference between me and you. Because if I told Aaron that I needed to find ways to watch Hawaii football, that would,
I told Kristen. I said,
chunk out 3 hours of my night. That'd be a problem.
I said, Saturday. I said, college football starts Saturday. Her first response was this: week 0.
Well,
okay, that's how you know you've married the right person.
Yeah, Kristen is a college football fan.
Right, she's a college football fan. And then I said Hawaii plays at 9 p.m. Pacific. She's like, I'm like, but it's on the app. She's like, I think we can stream it, like whatever that's called, like mirror.
Mm-hmm.
We can mirror it to the TV.
See, the thing with Erin is she loves the NFL. She loves it. So like,
I know you guys nearly got divorced over it.
I know we never even got to the point of marriage first.
Right. Well, it could have ended everything.
Could have ended, yeah. So the whole Sunday NFL ticket. By the way, I want to talk about what Sunday NFL ticket is doing later in the show. Which is,
are you talking about the Apple TV thing?
No.
Okay.
And so like the NFL that Sunday, boom, every games, right? Saturday, it's like, hey man, I need some time.
Well, that's me.
I know,
because I work all day Saturday,
right?
And then Sunday, I'm like, Kristen's like, yo, I need some time.
I know.
Like if I
kid stuff.
And here's the beautiful thing about like our listeners and like us. Like I can easily, if I wasn't married without a kid, all I would do, like a lot of our listeners, all I would do is watch sports. It's the greatest thing in the world.
It's all I did.
Isn't it the best?
When I lived in my garage,
it's great
for that like 9 months before I knew Aaron.
Watch whatever the hell you want all day long.
All we were doing was wrap up shows nonstop
and watching sports
nonstop,
NFL all day,
and just like
NBA Christmas Day all day.
Literally eating sushi all the time.
It's great. Now, marriage is great too. Don't
marriage.
Get me wrong.
I love
marriage
Aaron.
Is great. Having a 5-year-old is great. It just presents challenges into my grand scheme of trying to only watch sports.
Right.
So you have to juggle a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, you got to figure things out.
Brandon Aiyuk. All right. This is from Jordan Schultz. You saw this today?
I was about to say, is this like recent or is
No,
this like a couple
recent.
hours ago?
Yeah, a couple hours ago. But that's
I saw
recent to most sports fans. To you, you've seen it. The Niners and Brandon Aiyuk had another meeting, and talks continue to progress at a long-term contract extension. There's been movement on a deal, but there are some minor details that still need to be ironed out. So this is getting done, right? Is that where we are? That this is going to get done? He's going to get extended out and stay with the Niners? That's what it appears.
I hope so. Just end this. It's ridiculous at this point. You are less than 3 weeks, 2 weeks. You're less than 2 weeks.
No, you're less than 3 weeks.
You're less than 3 weeks away from starting your season on Monday Night Football versus the Jets. And this thing has dragged out so long.
Mm-hmm.
I know the reporter, I forget his name, who covers the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he's like dialed in as anything, has said that Brandon Aiyuk will get traded to the Steelers the day before the season for a 2nd and 3rd round draft pick. And I'm like, okay, wait. If you are, and I think he said that today, by the way, if you are so adamant that that's going to happen, yet reports are not only from just Jordan Shildt, but from Mike Garafolo, from Ian Rappaport, that a deal seems close. They're just trying to iron things out for that final year and whatnot.
Someone's being misled, you're saying?
Someone's either being misled or they're not close. I don't know what it is. Because if you are at the ironing out stages of things, then it's going to get done. And it would be a utter disaster for the Niners if reports are that you're just ironing things out and then all of a sudden a couple weeks later you trade him. That would be a horrific look on that team.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to, this is what we do sometimes. It's like my theory on Yu Darvish. I'm putting 2 and 2 together. He's 38. This team's playing great baseball. I feel like he's coming back. He's not coming off injury. I could be wrong. And I'm doing the same thing with Aiyuk. I'm like, well, hold on. He's on the Niners. They were just in the Super Bowl. They're loaded again. He wants more money. Understandable. He'll get more money. So it just makes more sense to me that he stays than for him to go. Not to say it's impossible for him to go. It just makes sense to me. Pay him more money. He's on a winning team. Everyone's happy, and he stays. As opposed to going to Cleveland or Pittsburgh or wherever.
If you're this close to the finish line with getting the deal done,
and you don't get it done,
you better get it done.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Because if you don't, you're going to get destroyed.
Yeah, no doubt.
So
no doubt.
Get it done. Sign him. He's not a guy that needs the camp reps because he's been in the offense for years now, but he does need to get in shape and get ready to go. And I think if you don't get a deal done by at least, the week leading up to the first game of the season, we might not see Brandon Aiyuk.
What if they announce it Monday night during NFL Countdown and he races out with the contract in hand?
Aaron Rodgers with the flag.
The American flag, and this shirt's Brandon Aiyuk with his contract.
I'm here. I got the contract.
By the way, Aaron Rodgers says it's been a very challenging camp.
That's great.
Point.
I don't want to
spend. One of the most challenging of his career.
I don't even want to spend a second talking about Aaron Rodgers until the NFL season starts
to make sure he
even
plays.
Then, I don't want to talk about Aaron Rodgers.
He's on the front page of everything for
I
no
could care
reason.
less about Aaron Rodgers.
Hey, it's his dream.
I know.
He should have went to New York a long time ago.
Seriously. All right. On the other side, Jim's got something to share about NFL Sunday Ticket. We're getting you ready for Padres and Twins. We've got Jim's back page. We have 2 ticket giveaways for you in the 5 o'clock hour. It's hour 3 of Jon and Jim. It's next.
All right, this update is brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. Padres and Twins, game 2 of their 3-game series tonight at Petco Park. 6:40 first pitch. Martin Perez on the mound for the Padres. And news for the Padres today, Ha-Seong Kim has been sent to the 10-day IL with his shoulder injury. Matthew Batten has been recalled to the big league roster. The free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help troubleshoot the likely cause of your pesky check engine light for free and help you save time and money down the road. Restrictions do apply. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
All right, San Diego and Southern California, what's going on? It's hour 3 of Jon and Jim. By fallout, we mean reaction to San Diego State naming Danny O'Neill as the starter for week 1, the true freshman. By the way, if you missed our conversation with Danny O'Neill, check it out. iHeartRadio app. Search for Jon and Jim or go to sportssd.com. We're available on all podcast platforms. If you're listening to Jon and Jim on a podcast platform, please leave a review as well. We're going to hear from Mike Shildt coming up momentarily. We have tickets this hour, Jim, to give away to see Dan and Shay. This will be September 6th at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. So we have Dan and Shay tickets. We also have 311 tickets coming up Sunday, August 25th. We'll give away Dan and Shay tickets coming up in the next 15 minutes.
So Tyler Wade's the team shortstop right now. It seems like Ha-Seong Kim's on the IL.
Right.
And we talked about it a little bit about Mike Shildt just kind of being weird when asked questions about like his shortstop going forward with Kim on the IL.
Okay.
And even AJ Cassavell has kind of backed that up with saying today, quoting a tweet about Ha-Seong Kim going on the IL, saying, for whatever reason, Shildt has been very vague when asked about his shortstop options beyond Tyler Wade. Obviously, no shortage of candidates, given the most of the roster has played shortstop at some point in their careers.
Yeah, like, right. They have options. This isn't like the only play is Tyler Wade. We've talked about the options. It's the easiest thing in the world to figure out.
Mm-hmm.
The front office is aware of this. This has nothing to do with coaching staff or front office. Everyone knows what you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know the reason why they're not doing it.
Just say, like, hey, Tyler Wade's going to be our shortstop or not? I mean, it's not that hard. And it's so funny because the only things that I get frustrated with Mike Shildt about is just as like communication to the media and to the fan base. I'm just like, bro, it's not that hard. Just say, hey, look, Kimmy's going to be down for a little while. We put him on the 10-day IL. Like that means he's obviously down for 10 days. And during that time,
Jim fact,
we have options. And right now, Tyler Wade's our shortstop, but we've, tossed around the ideas of moving other players over there. But we hope this isn't a long-term deal with Kimmy. And if it's not, then we don't have to worry about it. But until then, you're probably going to see Tyler Wade most of that short.
I didn't think it was a big deal yesterday because I thought they didn't know what was going to happen. Right. Like in the short term, start Tyler Wade. I have no problem with Tyler Wade making 3 starts at short the next 37 days. I think where people may take issue is if over the last 36 games, he plays short 33 times. But like with all the options you have available to you, with all the players on this roster that have played short, the Xander Bogaerts, the Jake Cronenworths, right? This is what you deem to be best for the team. I honestly don't think this is the solution even in the medium term. I don't think Tyler Wade is playing short 8 of the next 9 games. Do you? Would you agree with that Tyler Wade doesn't play short? Let's say Kim misses the next 10 games. Do you think Tyler Wade plays short 9 of the next 10 games?
I bet you he does, just because Shildt loves Tyler Wade. And if they keep winning, why change things?
Shall we hear from Mike Shildt?
Yes, that's
we shall.
We shall.
So this is Mike Shildt. Do we have this, Brett? Mike Shildt on Ha-Seong Kim being placed on the IL. Let's take a listen.
So Kimmy, he's going to go on the IL. That's not the good news, clearly, but the good news is it was a decision. Whether he would be able to come back 3 to 6 days. If it wasn't his throwing shoulder, it'd probably be a little more patient with him being able to be able to come back. But we didn't want to get into this. Let's try to, get him back and then not be able to let it heal. So we just made the decision with him that, the 10 days made sense. Who's to say it won't go past 10 days, but we're optimistic it won't or too much further than that. But anyway, he's going on the 10-day IL, and, we're going to bring up Matt Batten.
What is the damage? I mean, what is that diagnosis?
Just shoulder inflammation, and, he jammed it, and just a matter of getting that inflammation out. Thank you.
In that it could be, what is that? You don't have a day off, so it could be 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 games. What will you do at shortstop?
Well, we got Wade playing tonight, and we got Matt Batten joining the club, and we've got other options, and you'll see the lineup every day.
Okay.
All right, so he doesn't want to answer it.
No, he doesn't want to answer it.
Wait
But
and see.
they keep winning games, so you just got to go with what they do. So yeah, I don't know. Tyler Wade's his team shortstop in the future.
It's not, honestly, dude. If this team's scuffling, it's a big deal. If the team were scuffling, it's a big deal.
Well,
but
Tyler Wade also continues
scuffling.
to do nothing at the plate,
but they're 21-6.
I know that's what I mean.
Yeah. So again, if they're 10 and 11 in the second half, it's not even the right number of games. Whatever. If they're game under in the second half and they're one game out of a playoff spot, we're like, what are you doing? But they're not. They have margin. They've got like 5.5 games, 6 games in a playoff spot. They've played brilliant baseball in the second half. Anything they touch has worked out beautifully. Like Mike Shildt pulled the right strings, right? So to speak. So there's no reason to automatically believe, well, Tyler Wade's in there. All of a sudden they're going to lose 3 straight games. I mean,
no.
When Fernando Tatis Jr. went out, we probably would have said the same thing. Bryce Johnson's in there. You can't replicate Fernando Tatis Jr. You can't get close. How is the team going to continue to win or play at a good level? Look how it's played out. It's not as simple as that in baseball.
And truthfully, Tyler Wade shouldn't be the reasons why you win games. Like, you could be reasons why you lose, but winning games, you still have Jackson. You still got Manny, Bogey, Luis Ariz, Crony, Profar. Like, you got enough there to win you games and have guys come up big for you, and then it lessens the blow of having Tyler Wade out there with this 5 whatever OPS.
The weird part about Tyler Wade, and we've talked about it this year, and I don't know why we spend so much time on Tyler Wade, but the truth is, when he's in a game, I don't know what their record is when he plays. It's not bad. I know that. It's not like all of a sudden when he's in there, they haven't been good. Like, some decent luck has followed them along the way with Tyler Wade. There's a reason he's stuck all year. There's a reason. It's not because it's because of his relationship with Mike Shildt, because he's done some of the small things that have helped this team over the course of the first 120 plus games of the year. And if there is good news, like what Shildt just said there, was this doesn't sound like something they're expecting him to miss like the season on. It really didn't. And if he does, then we're being misled.
I just saw that Ha-Seong. Do you find it weird for a guy going on the IL that he immediately talks to the media that day?
Ooh, that's a good question. I hadn't really thought about it. No, not necessarily. Maybe. I don't know. What did he say?
I don't know. I'm just saying that I saw Ha-Seong Kim was talking to the media today. Little scrum in the dugout.
I don't know. I don't think it's overly weird, is it? I don't know. I hadn't thought about it that way before. So I don't have an answer.
I just can't remember time. Well,
no, Tatis talked afterwards about going on the IL. People want to know.
Merrill, I think not Merrill, but Musgrove did too.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, for
significant players, 4 years with the Padres.
Yeah.
Ha-Seong Kim.
Oh yeah, he's a very significant player.
He's played a lot of games, regular.
Yeah. He's been a big part of this team.
Mm-hmm.
Out there every day.
So I'm assuming through the trail. I'm curious to see what he has to say. Hopefully he backs up with what Mike Shildt just said, which is, you know what? We want to be careful. I jammed it. And hopefully I'm back in, 10, 12, 14 days. That's the plan. We'll give it the treatment that's necessary, and I'll get back in there. If it is 10 days, let's be honest. If it is 10 days, and this is day 2 of 10 days, this is not some huge mountain to climb. If it's a 10-day IL stint for a guy that was hitting 230, it just isn't. So we'll hear from from Ha-Seong Kim.
Ha-Seong Kim, we'll hear from him coming up. Yeah.
When do you want to share with our listeners whatever you're talking about NFL Sunday Ticket?
Oh, I was going to do that later this hour. John.
Okay. So tease it.
I was going to do it next segment, but
now we're going to hear from Ha-Seong Kim.
Well, I was going to hear from Ha-Seong Kim. Now I was going to hear from Ha-Seong Kim coming up at 5:30, and then next segment we're talking about the amazing things that YouTube TV is doing for NFL Sunday Ticket.
I'm excited to hear.
Yeah,
because I'm a YouTube TV customer.
I know. You don't have NFL Sunday Ticket, do you?
No. Do you?
Yes, I do.
Do you?
I do.
Did you have it last year?
I did.
What's that cost?
Costs a lot.
How much?
Because
weren't they saying today on Apple you could buy for $680? Did you see that? Through Apple? Yeah, like through your phone, you can sign up for NFL Sunday Ticket for $680. I'm like, what?
Jeez.
So how much is NFL Sunday Ticket right now?
Right now,
if I'm a YouTube TV subscriber,
right now I pay. It was like 100 and it's like install payments. So like
four
payments of all.
146.
Yeah, 4 payments of.
So you're paying $600 for Sunday Ticket.
I don't think I'm paying $600. Maybe I am. I don't know.
Okay, NFL Sunday Ticket only. If you don't have NFL Sunday Ticket plus YouTube TV is $146.49 a month for 4 months, or NFL Sunday Ticket only is $119.75 a month. I don't know. So you're spending like $400 or $500, maybe $600.
I think I'm paying like $400. Last year I paid like $450.
And you think that is a better option than just going out for the Niners games that you can't watch on national TV? For example, if there's 10 Niners games you can't watch, you could go to the bar, but you'd rather just have it from the convenience of your home.
Let's see here. So they say 450 divided by 18, $25 a game.
But 10 of those games I can watch. Because I'm watching Monday Night Football against the Jets. I'm watching Sunday Night Football against the Cowboys, and so on and so forth.
Again, we have a household that is divided when it comes to NFL games.
So she can watch Eagles, you can watch Niners.
It's much easier when she's like, hey, can we watch the Eagles game?
That's fair.
And then we watch the Eagles game. And then I'm like, hey, can we watch the Niners game? We watch the Niners game.
No, that makes sense. 70470 start with team. How many of you have Sunday Ticket? I'm really curious.
Also, I'm a degenerate on Sundays, and
you just flip it.
I just watch them all.
You just watch it.
It's a problem.
Not really. If it's an investment, apparently, if you're spending $500, why not watch it?
Oh yeah, I better, and I can watch it on my phone anywhere I go as well. Yeah. So
that's a good option.
That's a good.
All right. So Jim will share then on the other side the latest as it relates to NFL Sunday Ticket. Also, right now we promise you tickets. Let's give them away. Caller 5, you've got 2 free tickets to see Dan and Shay with Jake Owen, Dylan Marlowe. Friday, September 6th at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. Tickets and info at Ticketmaster.com. Caller 5 to 877-767-4760. You've got those 2 free tickets. Again, the number is 877-767-4760. Caller 5, 2 free tickets to see Dan and Shay with Jake Owen and Dylan Marlowe. Friday, September 6th at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. Tickets and info at Ticketmaster.com. One more time, 877-767-4760. Caller 5. Jim has the latest on NFL Sunday Ticket. We'll hear from Ha-Seong Kim or his translator coming up as well on Jon and Jim. All right, guys, it's Schaefer, and we've been telling you about the great news for homeowners. It really is. Mortgage rates are going down. My friends at Loan Pronto, if rates start with a 4, it's the best rate in years. Listen, if your current rate's over 6%, dump it, lower your house payment. Loan Pronto has locked in folks recently at 4.99% APR. Whether you got stuck with your loan maybe in the last couple of weeks or in the last couple of months, last year, it's time to call Loan Pronto. Even if you're in the process right now with another lender, stop now and call Loan Pronto. Ask about their zero-cost rate reduction home loan. You can lock in a lower rate with no closing costs in a matter of days with almost no paperwork and usually no appraisal. And if you act now, you can even skip your next not 1, but 2 house payments. Call now. Loan Pronto can give you a rate quote in minutes with no hard credit pull and no upfront fees like those other guys. Here's the number to call: 619-207-4336 or loanpronto.com. That's 619-207-4336. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. On approved credit, NMLSconsumeraccess.org. All right, so we talked about it earlier. Of course, getting ready for Padres and Twins. We have more tickets to give away this hour, by the way, as well. 311 tickets to do that coming up in the next 30 minutes. But we said, hey, we're less than 3 weeks away from the NFL. Even the Niners, who played on Monday night, that's 20 days. That's less than 3 weeks. That Thursday night game is 16 days away. Like, it's coming. We got week 0, week 1, then we have the NFL. And I've seen a ton recently on Sunday Ticket. Obviously, it's on sale now. What's the latest here with YouTube TV and Sunday Tickets integrations?
So last year, YouTube TV and the NFL was like the start.
It was the first year.
It was the start of a $14 billion 7-year deal.
So a small deal, just it was a $14 billion deal.
Yeah,
This
not
wasn't
a
big
lot.
deal. Yeah.
Not a lot. Could be
Is
more.
that really how much money it was?
Yeah. They're going into their second season of a 7-year, $14 billion streaming deal.
Oh my God. Okay.
For the league's out-of-market media rights package.
And that's why they're again, everyone pays $400 or $500. They make up the money.
And there was one feature last year of NFL Sunday Ticket for YouTube TV that I think everybody loved, but they said it could be better, which was the multi-view, where you could watch multiple games at one time.
And you could do that now just with TV on YouTube TV, right? Like I can watch college football.
For games,
yeah.
The one thing you couldn't do was customize it. So it gave you options of here's 4 games you could watch here. There's 2 games, but it didn't let you say
choose the exact game.
I want to watch the Niners and Eagles on a multi-view screen, or I want to watch the Niners, Eagles, Rams, and Cardinals or whatever.
You're saying it was already packaged in. Here are the 4 games. You couldn't choose the 4 games. They were already put up there.
Right. There are multiple options for it.
Gotcha.
But they were determined for you. But now in year 2, NFL Sunday Ticket is fixing the biggest product flaw with multi-view options on YouTube and YouTube TV. They're now customizable. So last season, only pre-selected multi-view combinations were available. This year, you can customize your viewing experience with games that you want to watch on multi-view.
So I can choose now Niners, Eagles, screen 1, or in the box, 4 box. Now I can put Packers, Vikings, box 2.
Anything I want.
Commanders, Patriots, box 3.
Yeah. So starting week 1 next month, or I guess in a couple of weeks, Sunday Ticket users will be able to select almost any combination that they please of 2, 3, or 4 games or NFL Red Zone. The caveat is the local game broadcasts, which are available to subscribers who have local channels through YouTube TV, will be limited to fewer combinations.
Well, again, at that price tag, Jim, if you're charging people $400 or $500, you should let them choose the games they're watching in multi-view.
Yeah, you should.
That's as simple as that.
The base price of Sunday NFL Ticket has increased by $30 this month, up to $379 for YouTube TV subscribers and $479 for a la carte option via YouTube. So there you go. You can choose what games you want to watch through multi-view, and I think the multi-view option, it just blows away any previous iteration of Sunday NFL Ticket. I mean, you can have NFL Red Zone on there with 3 other games that you choose to watch, which is amazing.
Now, and also, am I wrong in saying that you can just purchase, let's say you just want Red Zone,
you can,
and
just
you don't want Sunday
Zone.
Ticket,
yeah, you can
and you have YouTube TV.
Yeah, you can purchase just Red Zone.
And it's probably cheaper than $400, right?
I don't know the cost for that, but I know that what the NFL does is, I think for the first week, usually they give everybody the option to watch NFL Red Zone for free to make people love it and be like, hey, come buy us.
Right.
And then week 2, it's oh, this option's not available. You got to purchase it. And you're like, oh, that was so cool. And they all go buy it. I mean, the NFL is very smart when it comes to packaging things and selling things, and they're going to make a boatload of money on this.
You can get Red Zone for $80 a year.
See, that's what I thought.
It's pretty good.
Again, that's pretty good compared to that $400, $500 price point. You get Red Zone.
I love me some Red Zone.
That's like $5 a week.
I truthfully, when the Niners aren't on, I just, unless the Eagles are playing, then I just go Red Zone.
All right, so good updates there. We've got tickets to give away coming up at 5:30. You're going to hear from Ha-Seong Kim's interpreter on his injury as well, that shoulder injury coming up at 5:30. This is the least surprising news ever I'm about to share with you. Juan Soto has tied his career high in home runs, and he's done it in August. And he's done it playing for the Yankees. And we told you with the short porches, with him being a free agent, not that this was an inevitability, but it was always a possibility. Juan Soto has just hit his 35th home run of the season for the Yankees, who are trailing Cleveland tonight 3-2 in the fourth inning. You look at Juan Soto's year right now.
Hey, but Juan Soto's a bum.
But here's the thing. You can stomach all of this because of the team's play.
Yeah.
And I don't care if the guy finishes in the top 2 in MVP voting or even wins it. He's got a 1,043 OPS. He's been incredible. He's hit 35 home runs. He's driven in 88. It's August. He's going to hit 40 home runs. He's going to drive in 105 plus. But it's so much easier to deal with when you're 71 and 55.
If Michael King and Kyle Higashioka and then using Drew Thorpe to trade for Dylan Cease, like if those things didn't happen, like if they still kept Drew Thorpe, they didn't trade for Dylan Cease, and Michael King wasn't good, and Kyle Higashioka was really bad, and
they were
Randy Vasquez wasn't good, and Johnny Brito wasn't good. Like, well, he's not great, but and you get my point. Then this would be a disaster.
I just think it's more on team play. I think all that is right. But like, if this team had all those players and they were all great and they were under 500, I'd still be like, man, Soto's on a team that's 21 game over.
Yeah, the team success makes it
palatable.
You can stomach it.
Completely stomach it.
I've seen this. Like, oh, can't believe people didn't want to trade that bum Soto for Michael King. I'm like, guys, if you're the people that think Juan Soto's a bad baseball player, either you're just a hater or you really don't know baseball.
He's like a top 3 player in the sport right now, position player wise. The thing is, the Yankees' record is very comparable to the Padres. Padres are 16 games over 500. The Yankees are 21 games over 500. They've had similar years. Yes, the Yankees have been better. But if you would have told me the day of that trade, Padres are where they are and Yankees are where they are, I mean, again, it's way more palatable when you're 16 games over 500.
People in our chat, oh, he plays in the bandbox. He plays in the bandbox, John. Stop hyping him up.
I know. I'm not hyping him up. But he does play in a bandbox. I just told you that. He was always going to have a better year offensively in New York than he was in San Diego. How many times did you hear me say that?
Juan Soto's a top 10 player in the sport. Get over it.
He was a top 10 player in the sport when he was here.
He was their best offensive player when he was here.
Yeah. He was a top 10 player, in that range. And I think he's better this year. Clearly, he's got a 1,000 OPS this year.
Yeah.
He didn't. By the way, why? Because he's playing in a bandbox.
Yeah.
That's part of it.
I just hate the conversation about Juan Soto, especially here, because I'm like, okay, I think Juan Soto is great. I would pick him to build a franchise around. A lot of people in this town wouldn't because for whatever reason. But trading Juan Soto in the offseason, it made the team better because it gave them the necessary pieces for depth. When I originally thought it was going to look and be a horrible trade, I'm like Michael King and a bunch of scrubs, but Michael King's been fantastic. Kyle Higashioka has been fantastic. Randy Vasquez in brief stints has been really, really good. Using Drew Thorpe to get Dylan Cease, much
good
needed.
Move.
Very good move. So it has worked out. And I'll be the first one to tell you, like, yeah, the Juan Soto trade from the Yankees or to the Yankees has worked out. I was wrong. Michael King's been great. Higgy's been great. Vasquez has been really good in stints. And getting Dylan Cease from the pieces they used in the Juan Soto trade, definitely necessary.
You want to say that Juan Soto's been hyped up, stay it all the way until Cooperstown. Because you're going to stay for 17 years.
Right.
You want to say Juan Soto's the most overhyped player you've ever seen, stay for the next 15 years.
Yeah.
Because guess what? He's going to be in Cooperstown.
Yeah.
I promise you that.
Yep.
All right. On the other side, we'll hear from Ha-Seong Kim's interpreter on the injury. We'll give away tickets to 311. We've got Jim's back page. We're here until 6. It's Jon and Jim.
All right, this update is brought to you by AutoZone. Get in the zone. Padres and Twins, game 2 of their 3-game series tonight at Petco Park, 6:40. First pitch, Martin Perez on the mound for the Padres. And Ha-Seong Kim is going on the 10-day IL. Matthew Batten has been recalled to the big leagues. The free AutoZone Fix Finder service can help you troubleshoot the likely cause of your pesky engine light for free and help you save time and money down the road. Restrictions do apply. Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Listen, I absolutely love our listeners, our viewers, and I love the back and forth that comes with it. That's the whole point of sports talk and opinions. But let me just say this before we hear from Ha-Seong Kim. Not every player that leaves San Diego automatically is no good. And not every player that here is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Like you have to, I completely understand fandom. Completely understand it. We're all fans of sports. That's why we're here. We're all that way. But you can't always say when the guy leaves, we don't need you, and the guys that are here are always better than the guys that left because we don't need you. Like you can't always play that game. Oh, we don't need Blake Snell anymore. Oh, who needs Juan Soto? This has been a great year, and they might win at the highest level they've ever won this year. We have no idea.
And let me just remind you, for the thousandth time. Thousandth time.
Or thousandth.
Thousandth time. For the thousandth time. My dentures are falling out.
Right.
He never asked for a trade or demanded a trade. He wanted to be here long term, and he had 1 year left on his deal. Guess who traded him? AJ Preller.
And he said when he came back to San Diego this year, I wish I actually played better in San Diego. They have amazing fans. That's what he said. Here's the truth. He's been better in New York this year than he was in San Diego. That doesn't mean he was a quote-unquote bum when he was in San Diego. He's been great in New York. Give him credit for it.
My analogy would be that'd be like, if you're a New York Football Giants fan, you're like, oh, well, Kurt Warner sucks. He was great with Arizona and great with, the Rams, but when he played that year with the Giants, he sucked. So that means he sucks forever.
He's a Hall of Famer.
No, he's not, because he sucked when he was a Giant.
Yeah, we hate Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame.
I mean, I got no problem with Juan. So, I mean, I have no ill will towards him. Would I want to see him win a World Series through San Diego? Of course not. But I don't know. The guy's got a 7.3 WAR this year.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't with the Padres, so the guy sucks.
He walks.
He was overrated.
His numbers this year are ridiculous.
He was a clubhouse cancer.
And again, who cares? The Padres are 71-55. So it doesn't matter, is my point. Like, why can't you root for him to be successful when your team's being successful as well? All right, Ha-Seong Kim, is this his interpreter? I don't know how this plays out.
It's Ha-Seong Kim with his interpreter.
Okay, it's Ha-Seong Kim with the interpreter. We'll hear some English. We'll hear some Korean. Ha-Seong Kim has been placed on the IL. Here's the latest.
Feel about your shoulder today versus when it happened in Colorado?
오늘 어깨 상태는 그 부상 당했을 날이랑 비교했을 때 좀 어떻냐고?
첫날보다는 좀 많이 좋아졌고, 그리고 계속 지금 회복하는 중이에요.
It's much better than how it was on the first day, and just taking my time to recover right now.
How do you feel about the decision to go on the injured list?
부상자 명단에 등록되는 거에 대해서는 어떻게 생각하시는지?
사실 반가운 일은 아닌데, 충분히 트레이너 파트랑 이제 감독, 사장 이렇게 대화를 했고, 어차피 일단 충분한 대화를 해서 IL로 가기로 결정했다고.
Yeah, it's obviously not great news, but I've had discussion with the training staff, manager, and the front office, and that's what we came to a conclusion to.
Okay.
All right. There was his interpreter on the status of Ha-Seong Kim moving forward. To me, it sounds relatively good in the grand scheme. I watched it play out in real time. I'm thinking, wow, that could be bad. And then they do the MRI. They place him on the IL. They're all saying it's more short-term than it is long-term. So I'll take them at their word, and hopefully he's back in 10, 12, 14 days.
I hope so too, because he is a big piece of this team, even though he hasn't had the best year offensively, and he really hasn't had the best year defensively either. He won a Gold Glove last year at second base. He ain't going to sniff a Gold Glove this year, I would think.
No.
At shortstop.
He's not.
He's not had a really good defensive year. He's been solid, but there's been a lot of times where you're like, what's going on here with him defensively?
He's also run into more outs on the base.
He's not a good base runner
than anyone I've ever seen.
He's just not.
But he is obviously well liked. He does produce analytically, so to speak. His WAR numbers have always been good in his time in the big leagues, even when he doesn't hit.
Yep.
He's a plus player, right? He's a net positive.
He's an above average player,
even as a 230 hitter this year.
Oh, he's a little above average.
He's an above average player.
Yeah,
I agree.
But he's not like to the level of what Jackson Merrill's doing or Jackson Profar this year.
Yes, exactly.
I had some pretty high expectations for Kim this year, to be honest with you, after what he did last season. But all in all, he's given this team what they needed. And he has come through big at some moments, and other moments he kind of has been forgotten offensively. But all in all, losing Ha-Seong Kim does hurt, no doubt about it.
You know what's interesting is this year is basically who he is. Like, listen to this, okay? He's hitting 233 this year. His career average, 242. His on base this year is 330. His career average, 326. His slug this year is 370. His career is 380. His on base plus slugging this year is 700. His career is 706. This is who he is. He's had some years that have actually been worse than this, like his rookie year. He's had some years better than this, like last year when he was a much better offensive performer. But this is what you get. And what you get is a guy that in 4 years, Jim, in the big leagues has averaged a 4 WAR season. That's a productive, if not very productive player. Some of that's built on his defense. He's been a very good defender by and large throughout the course of his big league career. It will be interesting to see. He's got a decision to make this offseason. I'm assuming he's opting out because he's got a player option on this deal after 2024. I would assume he's going to opt out based on what he's done in big leagues, but that's a decision for him to make. But hopefully they get him back. And I do think, again, if a team makes a postseason run, if the Padres make a postseason run, I think he could play a role in that. I really do. We've seen him for 4 years. I think he could help him in the postseason.
I think he can too. It would be considered a huge loss if they didn't have him for the postseason.
Yeah, it would.
It just would. I mean, you're going from him to Tyler Wade.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big downgrade.
It is.
So hopefully he's better by the, was this retroactive?
Yeah, 1 day.
Okay.
He's got to be on for 9 days.
So next week, hopefully he gets back next week.
Mm-hmm.
And this is nothing more than just like, not precautionary, but just give it a week, see how you feel, and have the hopes of coming back next week or even the following week. And it's not going to be this big thing.
This is the benefit. We've said this repeatedly all week, all month, the benefit of being good or in a good position, like having leverage in life. When you're 71 and 55, you've got leverage, so to speak. If you're 60 and 60 or whatever right now, and you got to win, you got to maintain.
You're 500.
Last year with Melvin, it's like you couldn't sit Tatis. You couldn't sit Soto. You couldn't sit Machado. All you needed were to stack up wins. And unfortunately, the wins came too late. That's not where they sit right now, which is advantage Padres, even with the injuries. I mean, shoot, Kim, Tatis, Darvish out, not due to injury. Like, you got some real pieces on the shelf, yet you're 71 and 55.
That's a credit to this team being a team. And that's why the Jackson Merrill being the team MVP has even more weight to it, because he has played every single day this season. And he is out there contributing every single day and coming up with big time hits while they're dealing with injuries. Like, Bogey missed a bunch of time. Tatis has missed a bunch of time. Hughes missed a bunch of time. Musgrove's missed a bunch of time. But the one constant every day has been Jackson Merrill, along with Jackson Profar. And those are two of your best players on your team. So, yeah, I mean, what Michael King says about, hey, Jackson Merrill's our team MVP, I buy more into that now than I ever have before.
Martin Perez, we have not mentioned his name today. He will pitch tonight for the Padres. Listen to this. In Pittsburgh this season in 16 starts, Martin Perez, the veteran who's had a good career, but with Pittsburgh this year had a 5.20 ERA. That's who he was with the Pirates. 16 starts, good sample size. This year in 3 starts with the Padres, he's posted a 1.96. 3 starts with the Padres, he's averaged over 6 innings. He's thrown 18 to third innings in 3 starts. He's got a 1.96 ERA. He will start tonight. He has been, I think, revelations fair. Like, he has been important for them in 3 starts. They've plugged him in the absence of some starters like Darvish and Musgrove along the way. He's been very good. Hopefully continues here tonight.
The magic touch of whatever Preller adds this team
and
turns to gold.
Yep.
Like
true. That's another piece.
Yeah. Martin Perez, Donovan Solano, David Peralta,
Jeremiah Estrada,
Waldron starting this year. You get Scott and Adam and Brian Hoeing, by the way, who has been fantastic
for
this team. Everything that Preller has added to this team have all contributed. That is something that has not happened here under the Preller regime.
No.
Where it's been a full 26-man roster. It's never happened with Preller. And finally, it has happened in a year that he couldn't afford it to not have happened.
No doubt. All right, caller 3, you've got 2 free tickets to see 311 with AWOL Nation and Neon Trees Sunday, August 25th. That is this Sunday at the Cal Coast Credit Union Open Air Theater, an amazing venue. For tickets and info, go to Ticketmaster.com. Caller 3 to 877-767-4760. You're going to see 311 with AWOL Nation and Neon Trees Sunday, Cal Coast Credit Union Open Air Theater. Tickets and info at Ticketmaster.com. Again, caller 3 to 877-767-4760. Updates around Major League Baseball involving the Padres in the postseason race, plus Jim's back page coming up next on Jon and Jim. All right, so tomorrow, assuming Jim is awake, we're gonna hop on a plane. Oh, the flight's like 9:30. You know me. If I was flying to Vegas alone, I'd probably do like an 8:30. But with Jim, I'm like, you know what? Let's live a little. We'll do 9:30. I don't want to show up at 11
I'll be there. What time do you think I should be there, John?
for 9:30 flight. 9:35.
Like I should leave my house at
9:05.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know.
I'll tell you, and you tell me if you think it's.
Well, I got to check a bag. Remember last time?
Oh yeah, that was a disaster.
It was a complete
You
disaster.
brought the equipment, and you also brought your bag.
I had 2 bags at the gate, but I could only bring 1 bag on.
Now it's just a night, so you're not really packing much as far as like clothes go. I could honestly just bring my backpack if I really wanted to.
True.
But you
So
do
you're
have
not checking a bag.
no.
I have to check a bag because we have equipment.
Yeah. For a 9:30 flight, I'm there no later than 8 a.m.
No later than 8? Because you don't have TSA pre-check. If I'm not checking a bag and I'm you, I could show up later.
But here's the thing, though. It's on a Wednesday, and usually Wednesdays aren't like big travel days, so I'm not too worried about things. If it was a Friday or Saturday or even a Monday morning, then I'm going like 7:45, 7:30.
7:45. Now you got me scared because I'm gonna get there around 8.
Yeah,
and I gotta check a bag.
Okay, I'd get there. 8's fine, dude.
8's fine.
8's fine.
I got TSA.
Leave my
pre-check.
house. Leave my house at 7:30.
John's gonna pull a Jackson Merrill, and he's just gonna sit in his car for a half an hour.
We see I'm there too early.
Yeah, you're just so excited to fly a
Security's
plane.
not even ready.
Like I'm so happy to fly
I
a plane.
can't wait. So we'll be in Vegas tomorrow from Circa in Las Vegas. Hopefully you can join us. We'll be talking Padres and college football and NFL. We're there Wednesday and Thursday. Then the Naughty Barrel downtown right here in San Diego. Padres Mets on Friday. Hope you can join us. We'll be out there. They'll have food specials, drink specials. We're broadcasting live from the Naughty Barrel from 3 to 6 on Friday. So a very busy week for us here on San Diego Sports 760 and Jon and Jim. And right now, let's get to this.
Quickly score update.
Oh, yeah, give me a
D-backs
score.
lead the Marlins 3-1 in the bottom of the 8th inning.
They just don't go away.
Obviously, the Dodgers don't play until 7:10 tonight. Other games that you could keep an eye on: Mets Orioles. Orioles are all over the Mets, 7-1 in the top of the 6th inning there, and that's really it, John.
What about Phillies? Phillies Braves? Do they play?
Phillies Braves tied at 1, heading to the top of the 6th inning there. Cardinals trail the Brewers 1-0 in the top of the 5th. Don't care about the Cubs anymore. Don't care about the Pirates anymore. Yeah,
What about the Rockies?
Well, John, glad you asked. Nobody cares.
Do you have a White Sox update for us tonight?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Let's get to it. Sad news in the world of pop culture. Jennifer Lopez has filed for divorce from Ben Affleck
again
with no prenup.
Wait, so hold on. Have they been married twice?
Yes.
And the no prenup has what impact here? Who has no prenup? There's no prenup.
No prenup, no settlement. J-Lo has
They have kids together or not?
filed for divorce. I think so.
I don't think so.
How many kids does she have?
She has a couple with Mark Anthony, I think.
Okay.
I don't truly know.
You call yourself a sports talk host?
I'm sorry. This marks the 2nd anniversary of the huge.
All right, Lopez and Affleck have both had children from previous relationships before combining their family. Lopez is a mother to twins, Ernie and Max, with her ex-husband Mark Anthony, and Affleck shares children, 3 of them with Jennifer Garner. So they don't have any kids together.
Electra?
Garner.
Yes, Electra.
What?
The girl from the Capital One commercials, John. What's in your wallet?
What's in your wallet?
This has nothing to do with Carmen Electra?
No.
Okay.
Two separate people.
All right.
Electra, the
Nice pull though.
Thank you.
the character Electra.
Great.
Goldfish are really good and they're really underrated. I used to eat goldfish all the time when I was a kid.
Why are they divorcing? Because this is the second time. Or no?
I don't know. Marital issues, like people.
Is that the reason?
Happens all the time.
They didn't did they say anything about it? I'm asking.
There's not any
Is there
like
a statement?
No.
Okay. All right. I wanted more info.
Yeah, that's what she does. She's been married 4 times.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, go. What else you have?
It's Hello Kitty season, John, and Goldfish is bringing their strawberry shortcake flavor back for a limited time to Goldfish. Are you excited about that?
I am. I'm really looking forward to it.
They were out last year and feature a strawberry flavor over vanilla grams with the Hello Kitty. So it's like almost like graham crackers, but it has like a strawberry flavor to it. So it's not really Goldfish. It's like graham crackers.
Gotcha.
But the Goldfish company makes.
I gotcha. Yeah.
So
I'd eat those. I love Goldfish.
I love Goldfish.
I like Goldfish. Yeah.
I love Goldfish. I love graham crackers.
Then it's made for you.
Sign me up right now.
I think Goldfish are better than Cheez-Its.
Hot take.
Ooh.
Hot take.
No, I would agree with that.
I heart media people. Wink, wink.
Change the snack.
A lot of variety in Goldfish.
Yes.
I'm team Cheez-It all the way.
Over Goldfish.
Yes, I love both, but I have Cheez-Its more regularly, maybe because they're in the break room.
Maybe because you're not 9.
But that's also another reason. I think Cheez-Its to me are like top tier snack food.
Over Wheat Thins?
Ooh,
yeah.
what
I'm
kind of
thinking
Wheat
Wheat
Thins?
No.
Probably like honestly
Whoa.
like low sodium or like just like the
Wheat
lesser
Thins
calorie
over
one.
Cheez-Its?
Yeah, because you're dipping.
No,
you're dipping.
I like me some Wheat Thins.
Wheat Thins.
But the
And
thing
don't
is,
put Triscuits in this conversation.
You don't need
Dude,
You
I was
don't
just
need a
about
dip
to.
for
I love
Cheez-Its.
Triscuits.
You need a dip for Wheat Thins, right?
That's correct.
Okay, then you need 2 items. For Cheez-Its, you only need 1. It's way more affordable.
I don't need a dip for Wheat Thins.
I feel like Wheat Thins are better for you.
They're not. Nothing's better.
Yeah,
for
it's all
you.
processed,
All
yeah.
processed crap. Unfortunately, this next story is only available in Canada, but it needs to come to the U.S. ASAP. You can now get a Kraft mac and cheese sandwich and a chicken wrap at KFC and a new promotion. But the really fun one is a Kentucky Fried Chicken flavored mac and cheese that they sell in grocery stores.
Kentucky Fried Chicken flavored?
Yeah, KFC with Kraft mac and cheese, a Kentucky Fried Chicken flavored mac and cheese. Unfortunately, it's only available in Canada.
I would try that flavor.
I would
Yeah.
have it in 2 seconds. Are you
Sounds
kidding
good.
me?
Why is
I
it
would-
only available then?
I need a Kentucky Fried Chicken sandwich, mac and cheese right now.
Is there some irony there that Kentucky Fried Chicken mac and cheese is only available in Canada?
It is a little weird.
Maybe they're just testing it out on the Canadians.
I guess. See if we're going to like it. Yeah, it's kind of weird.
But would you eat that? Probably not, because you don't know.
Yeah,
chicken.
but the flavor I would, because it's just a
Yeah.
flavor. There's no chicken in it, right?
No, they're just gonna put the 11 or 12 herbs and spices and everything. It's like the KFC fries that they have are awesome because they just taste like the 11 herbs and spices or whatever.
Mhm. Okay. Is that what you got?
That's what I got.
I like. All right, we're off for Vegas tomorrow morning. Join us tomorrow, Jon and Jim, from the Circa in Las Vegas.
Make it sound like you're inviting people to send you off to the airport.
Yeah,
like you're going to the
no.
Final
We're
Four.
at Terminal 2.
Yeah,
Be there
if you
at
want to see us and
7:45.
send us off on our way.
Exactly. All right. We'll catch up tomorrow from Las Vegas as we get you ready for Padres and Twins Series finale. And again, week 0 NFL. We'll be there the next couple of days. If you missed anything today, sportssd.com, iHeartRadio app, iTunes, TuneIn Radio, or Spotify. We're on social media, of course, Jon and Jim, JONANDJIM. See you tomorrow at 3 p.m. from the Circa in Las Vegas. For Brett and Jim, I'm Jon. Keep it here at San Diego Sports 760. Bye-bye.